You've loved eating chili peppers since you were a child. Your parents always suspected you weren't their biological child. So when that tearful male lead came knocking on the door, claiming he was the real young Master Li, they believed him without hesitation. The night after the paternity test results came out, you were sent back to the urban village overnight. Welcoming you was a dilapidated rundown house, stranger parents, and a crowd of indifferent older sisters. After the male lead regressed, he knew that these 7 sisters would become incredibly powerful big shots in the future. So before returning to the wealthy family, he specifically demanded that they swear an oath that he would forever be their only younger brother. After getting the promise from the 7 sisters, he returned to the Chung family with a clear conscience to act as the precious young master. However, he knew absolutely nothing about your identity as a transmigrator. Standing in front of the short broken shacks of your neighbors, you look at the eye-catching word demolish on the wall, and the corner of your mouth can't stop twitching. Through the ragged curtains, you spot a pair of cautious eyes. After making eye contact with you for a moment, the owner behind those eyes immediately runs away. Hesitating for a moment, you walk into the hallway and gently knock on the door. Someone called out, "I am Li Shen." After a while, the door finally opens a crack. The little girl who was peeking from behind the window just now pokes her head out, her face showing deep caution. She slowly opens the door fully. The inside of the house is dark and damp, and a cramped space instantly catches your eye. Suppressing the urge to complain in your heart, you try your best to show a bright smile and greet the people inside the house. "I'm back." Your smile leaves everyone in the room stunned. They had already received news that you were being sent back, and they even heard that you were unwilling to return, even making a massive fuss threatening to end your life. While they are sizing you up, you are also observing them. The sisters' expressions vary. Some are indifferent, some are joyful, some are hopeful, and some are afraid. The eldest sister, Li Shui, appears the most calm. She is mature and steady, and she is 22 years old this year. She got into a prestigious university through her own hard work. Grinning, you say, "Hello, eldest sister." Li Shui looks indifferent as she says, "Welcome back." Her attitude is cold, and you shift your gaze to the second sister. She is the school beauty Li Xin. With an outstanding appearance, she was scouted by a talent agent while still in school, stepping into the entertainment industry in one giant leap and becoming the most popular female idol. You politely call out, "Hello, second sister." Li Xin gives a cold snort and turns her head away, her face full of disdain. Next, you turn your attention to the girl standing beside Li Xin. Her expression screams, "I'm the coolest, and I'm super rebellious." The eldest sister, Li Shui, introduces her. This is the 4th sister, Li Yu. She adds, "The 3rd, 5th, and 6th sisters are visiting our aunt's house." You give a bright smile, "Hello, 4th sister." Li Yu just rolls her eyes. The youngest sister cannot hide the longing in her eyes. Taking a timid step forward, she says, "Hello, new older brother." You crouch down to make eye contact with the little girl, smilingly addressing her, "Hello, little sister." As if spotting a human trafficker, the 4th sister swiftly pulls the youngest sister behind her back. Finally, you look toward Father Li and Mother Li, who are standing to the side in silence. Opening your arms, you give them a deeply affectionate hug. "Dad, Mom." Father Li and Mother Li instantly burst into tears. They hurriedly tell Li Shui to take you to rest. Li Shui does as she is told, leading you to the room where Qinche used to live. Although the Li family is poor, they seem to have given special care to their only son. There are only 2 bedrooms in the house. Qinche occupied one entirely by himself, while Father Li and Mother Li slept in the living room. Then you hear Li Shui say calmly, "The Li family can't compare to the Qin family. The room is indeed small and cramped, so you'll have to make do." Usually Xiaoqie's shower time was from 8 to 9 p.m., and we would all stay in our rooms to study. The house here is small, and the soundproofing is terrible. The sounds from the bathroom can be heard crystal clear in the living room. Li Shui continues, "The few of us and our little sister are limited to 15 minutes for showering and washing up. Dad and Mom take their showers immediately after getting off work. The bathroom is their exclusive space from 7 to 8 o'clock. This rule cannot be changed. I wonder if this is acceptable to you." You respond calmly, "If you don't mind, eldest sister. Please send me a copy of the previous family schedule. I will follow that from now on." Li Xiao glances at you, frowning slightly. "Have you really decided to stay and live with the Li family?" You can't help but smile. "Otherwise, my last name is Li, not Qin. I hope eldest sister will truly treat me as a younger brother from now on." Xua's cold expression finally softens a bit. "Fine, I will keep that in mind. Also, I didn't bring anything back with me from the Qin family. I don't want to wear Qin Che's clothes, so I'll have to trouble eldest sister to help me prepare a few outfits first. That's only fair." After saying this, Li Shui leaves the room. You walk around the small bedroom by yourself for 2 laps and find 2 boxes of things in a cardboard box next to the desk. Flipping through them, they are all just some cheap little gifts. Seeing these, your eyes grow a bit moist. Just as you are immersed in your emotions, low chatting voices suddenly echo from outside the door. Even though you try your best not to listen, because the house is too small, every single movement clearly enters your ears. Hearing the family's difficult situation, the eldest sister's tuition fees rely entirely on her own earnings. Xiaoxin has excellent grades and cannot drop out of school. Mother Li says, we can't do that. Xiaoshen just came back. Won't this make him feel miserable? We'll think of another way. Mother Li sighs. Amid the sighs of the crowd, a crisp and firm voice rings out. It is Li Xin. I won't attend school this semester. I'll go to work. Father Li immediately scolds her. What nonsense. What kind of future is there in working? Immediately afterward, the sound of a door slamming echoes, and the living room falls into a dead silence. You really can't hold back anymore, so you turn the doorknob and walk out. At this moment, Li Yu mutters a sarcastic remark. If only Xiaoqie were still here, we wouldn't have this many problems. The eldest Li Xue immediately stops Li Yu. Watch your words. Poverty is a long unsolved difficult problem for this family. Li Yu mutters unhappily. We originally agreed with Qin Che that as long as he dropped out of school for a year and waited for Li Xue to graduate and start working, we could send him to a better high school. But now there's an extra mouth to feed. And he even attends an aristocratic school. We are so poor. How can we possibly afford it? Li Xue's face instantly turns a bit awkward while you let out a chuckle. Li Yu flares up in anger. What are you laughing at? You say slowly, fourth sister. You really are quite interesting. Li Yu only feels like she is being mocked. I am not your fourth sister. I only have one younger brother, and that's Xiao Che. You raise an eyebrow, then let me ask a question. Who made the decision for Qin Che to drop out of school? Of course, this was a decision made by the whole family together. Qin Che is the only one with poor grades, and he's even attending a third-rate high school that costs a fortune. Anyway, Xiao Che is 1,000 times 10,000 times better than you. Li Yu's dissatisfaction is laced with confidence. You give a gentle smile. Actually, even if you didn't say it, I would have known. This was a decision made after mom and dad discussed it, because Qin Che's academic performance wasn't ideal, right? At this moment in the living room, Father Li and Mother Li look at each other, their faces showing awkwardness. Having this kind of thing exposed is naturally embarrassing, but you just smile faintly and say, however, I have always been the top student in my class. Li Yu freezes on the spot. How is that possible? Your voice carries over calmly. Fourth sister. You are currently in your senior year of high school, right? Why don't we compete by solving some math problems? Li Yu chuckles mockingly. Her school is a key high school in the province, and she has never dropped out of the top 10 in the entire school. Even if I compete with him, don't say I'm bullying you. You blink your eyes. Then fourth sister, please show some mercy. Li Shui can't help but interject. Xiaoshen, you just got here, you should get some proper rest. You insist, saying, eldest sister, I'm actually really good at this. Li Yu has already pulled out from her school bag the 2 test papers she needs to do tonight, slamming them fiercely onto the table. Eldest sister, don't worry about it. Li Shui can only say, all right then, I'll be the referee. You and Li Yu reply in unison. No problem. Li Yu grabs one of the test papers. Both of them are the hardest ones, so don't say I'm taking advantage of you. You nod slightly. Thank you, fourth sister. I will do my best. Li Shui suddenly remembers Xiaoshen. Aren't you still a sophomore in high school? You answer yes. Li Shui frowns and says, if there are questions on the paper you don't know how to do, just leave them blank. Anything not within the sophomore textbook syllabus won't count at all. Li Yu, however, already says with full confidence, fine by me. She curls her lips. Just don't cry your eyes out when you lose later. The competition officially begins. Li Yu buries her head, writing furiously on the sofa, while you write calmly and unhurriedly at the dining table. In less than an hour, Li Yu quickly finishes. Li Yu reminds you sarcastically and proudly it's already been 58 minutes. Right at this moment, you put down the pen in your hand and stand up. With both hands, you hand the test paper to Li Shui. She glances briefly at the surface of the paper, completely astonished. Li Yu also hands her own test paper to Li Shui. Li Shui's expression gradually becomes complicated. Li Yu asks impatiently, how is it? Did Xiaoshen fail? Li Shui slowly shakes her head. Handing the test paper to her, you lost. Li Yu's eyes instantly widen. How is that possible? Li Yu looks down to check. Finding that for the last 2 most difficult questions, you use multiple methods to solve them. These questions were even the difficult problems from last year's college entrance examination. Yet you not only solved them correctly, but also used 3 different methods. You sigh at her with a somewhat apologetic look. I'm sorry. Fourth sister, I've deprived you of the chance to drop out of school. Eldest sister, quickly go and call second sister back. The tuition problem has already been solved. Li Yu snaps out of her daze of defeat and yells out in dissatisfaction, I'm not dropping out of school. You smile faintly, but your grades aren't as good as mine. Li Yu is instantly left speechless. You give a gentle laugh, just kidding. Fourth sister, don't take it to heart. Someone has already paid my tuition fees for all 3 years. I will continue my studies. I will also find a way to handle second sister's tuition. Father Li's eyes light up, and Mother Li is both surprised and overjoyed. Is that true? Shen, this way, the Li family can save another large sum of money. That's great. You turn to Li Sui, eldest sister. Let's go find second sister. It's not safe for her to run out all by herself. Li Jue agrees with a smile, all right. Mother Li feels like all her worries have been completely wiped away. Come back early. I'm going to cook dinner. And so you and Li Shui step out of the house together. Li Zhou walks side by side. With you lowering her voice, the fourth sister doesn't mean any harm. She just really likes Xiao Che. Don't hold it against her. You reply softly, I won't. You and Li Shui walk through the construction site and arrive at the noisy playground. Li Xin is sitting on a long bench. Li Shui says, wait for me here, and then walks straight toward Li Xin. Shortly after, Li Xin turns her head, her eyes looking as cold as frost. Right after that, she shakes off Li Shui's hand and walks straight back toward the Li family's house. Li Shui walks back, let's go. We should head back too. Thus, you two follow behind her. The moment Li Xin steps into the house, she feels that the atmosphere is somewhat unusual. Father Li is sitting on the sofa browsing yesterday's newspaper, the corners of his mouth turned upward. Little sister Li is playing with a toy frog at home. Li Yu sits on the sofa with an expression as if someone owes her $100 million. Mother Li walks out of the kitchen holding the tomato soup. Xin, you're back, just in time for dinner. How come you came back all by yourself? Li Xin appears preoccupied. They'll be back right away. I've already eaten. She then walks toward her room. Father Li puts down the newspaper. 15 minutes later, you and Li Shui also arrive back home. You've changed out of your flashy shirt, wearing a simple white t-shirt and casual pants instead. Seeing you enter the door, Li Yu and little sister Li both look up at the same time. Your look right now is incredibly handsome. Annoyed by her defeat, Li Yu snaps, I'm not eating dinner either. I'm not hungry. Father Li's face is piled with joy, as expected of my son. No matter what you wear, you look so handsome. With your eyes curving into a smile, you ask, really? Of course it's true. Father Li asks Li Shui curiously, how much did this outfit cost? Li Zhou puts her hands in her pockets. The t-shirt was $10. The pants were 20 and he also got a pair of socks. Father Li is stunned for a moment. How is it so cheap? We should buy Shen a few more sets. You explain no need. I wear a school uniform at school. This set is just enough for a change and wash. Little sister Li has already put down her doll. Daddy, can I let the new older brother drop me off at school tomorrow? If he takes me there, the kids at school will die of envy. Father Li decisively refuses, no way. You can't trouble your brother. Little sister Li slumps in disappointment, feeling weak. After dinner, you proactively enter the kitchen planning to help Father Li wash the dishes. But before you can even start, you are chased out by Father Li. Father Li looks at you and says, just go sit on the sofa, then turns to Li Shui. Take the rice in the rice cooker and bring it over to Xin and Li Yu. Li Xin and Li Yu are still growing. So how can they skip meals? Inside the room, Li Yu sits in front of the desk. Losing to Li Shen is truly so humiliating. Turning her head to glance at Li Xin, who is lying on the bed, Li Yu calls out softly, second sister. Li Xin takes off one earphone and opens her eyes. What is it? Today, Li Shen went out to find you. Did he say anything to you? Li Yu shuts her mouth in disappointment and plugs the earphone back in. The earphone is playing a clear, magnetic male voice. It is Qin Che's voice. The next day, you get up very early and tidy up the room a bit. You don't like using secondhand items. All of these things left behind by Qin Che must be thrown away. You pack them into a giant bag, filling it to the brim. The moment you open the door, you happen to run into Li Yu, who is walking out of her room. Grinning, you greet her, morning. Li Yu looks straight ahead. You've packed quite a lot of things. Suddenly, a hand extends in front of you, lifting the bag up with absolute ease. It is Li Shui. You smile brightly, morning eldest sister. Li Shui says, for this kind of heavy labor, just call us girls to do it. As our younger brother, if you can't carry it, don't force yourself. You feel genuinely warmed by her words, and follow Li Shui to walk outside. Unexpectedly, the bag rips open a hole, and the collected trash scatters all over the floor. At the exact same time, Li Yu opens her room door. Li Shen, what do you think you're doing? Little Xiaoxin also pokes her head out from the room. Even Li Shui's expression turns quite unsightly. You give a faint smile yourself. There are too many things piled up in the room. If I don't throw some away, it will be very crowded. So I cleared some of them out. Li Yu practically rushes over in strides, grabbing your wrist in a tight grip. These all belong to Che Che. What right do you have to do this? Your wrist is gripped so hard that it hurts. You glance at the other three sisters. Their expressions are all cold and indifferent. Raising an eyebrow, you say, I can give you the address of the Qin family. If you won't let me throw them away, you can deliver these things to him in person. With nowhere to vent her rage, Li Yu lets go of her hand. She scoops up all the things on the floor into her arms. Don't you dare touch Che Che's things ever again. Amused, you speak up. You don't dare to go look for him, because you know he won't want them. So you can only take your anger out on me. Li Yu, you're being a bit petty here. It is as if Li Yu has been stabbed in her sore spot. Li Yu curses furiously. Bullshit. These are Che Che's things. If I bring them to him, he will definitely want them. You don't understand him at all. He is not a person like you. You sigh in a relaxed manner. Do you know how rich the Qin family is? The bedroom Qinche lives in now was renovated by my own hands. It is 200 square meters large. Inside the room, there's a natural bathhouse, a walk-in closet, and a gym. His clothes are the latest seasonal arrivals from international luxury brands, and his shoes are entirely top-tier custom-made by hand. The things used on his face have their ingredients tested repeatedly. Exclusive products manufactured according to his specific skin type. You absolutely cannot buy them in a supermarket. Are you sure he would use this bag of trash if you gave it to him? Liu stubbornly counter-argues. Even if he doesn't use it, he will definitely cherish and keep it as a collection. You simply drop a sentence, whatever you say. From your tone, Liu can hear helplessness and disdain. If I say I'll deliver it back, I will deliver it back. I will definitely prove it to you. You are practically driven to tears of laughter by her intelligence. Too lazy to bicker with her, you casually drop another line, do whatever you want. Liu senses the helplessness from your tone, along with total disdain. Her self-esteem is instantly crushed to pieces. Straining her voice, she roars, I'll deliver it then. I will let you see what I'm capable of. Your expression remains unchanged. Not even a single eyebrow twitches. Sure. Just you wait and see. Fuming with rage, Liu charges straight back into her room, rushing headlong back into the room. She slams the door so hard that the entire building shudders. You shake your head in an almost unnoticeable manner, feeling full of sympathy for her. The plot in the book wrote it out crystal clear. After the true young master returned to the Qin family, he worried that his biological father Qin Jingshuo would feel upset in his heart. Until his several older sisters achieved success and fame, he never returned to the Li family to take a single look. According to the standard script of a face-slapping web novel, male lead, after the true young master returned to the Qin family, he quickly blended into the life of the wealthy elite and unlocked a frenzied face-slapping mode. Entering an aristocratic school to violently abuse ignorant classmates, attending high society parties to deal critical damage to arrogant rich playboys, and even teaching a lesson to a passerby flaunting wealth just by strolling through a mall. He had long thrown the Li family completely out of his mind. If it weren't for these sisters of the Li family turn out to be capable of becoming his capable assistants in the future, their role in the story would have been 2 pages at most. As for Li Xin, the standard second female lead, before becoming the national goddess, she basically had almost no sense of presence either. So, being sent back to the Li family is a situation where you are purely asking for trouble. After eating breakfast, Li Xue is the first to head out the door. She is currently a university student in her internship period and has a dormitory outside. If it weren't for welcoming this younger brother, she wouldn't have made a special trip back home at all. For the next month, she probably won't be seen around. Meanwhile, just like Li Xin also goes to school at the #1 high school. It is incredibly far from the Li family home, taking 40 minutes by bus. Dormitory beds at the high school are tight, and they would also have to pay accommodation fees, which the Li family clearly cannot afford. The 2 sisters can only choose to commute. The bento boxes they carry contain the leftovers that Mother Li specifically made extra of yesterday. Heated up this morning, they can be brought to school. You don't have a bento box. Father Li placed 20 yuan at your bedside, presumably wanting you to handle your own lunch problem because he doesn't want you to feel too wronged. 20 yuan is already considered quite a lot. For the Li family, it is enough to cover several bento meals for the sisters. You feel quite touched in your heart. Yinghai is located right near the #1 high school, which is also very far from the Li family home. You can only head out together with Li Xin and Li Yu. It is just as far. So you can only head out together with Li Xin and Li Yu, leaving little sister Xiao behind at home all by herself. You feel a little worried. Is it really okay for little sister to be home alone? Hearing you speak, Li Yu gets annoyed instantly, wanting to snap at you with a few sharp words. Stop putting on a show over there. The third sister will be back in a short while. The new Yulin residential area is 200 meters away from the nearest bus stop. Unsure if Li Yu is doing it on purpose, she takes quick, short steps and walks incredibly fast, leaving you far behind in an instant. You walk shoulder to shoulder with Li Xin, watching her wearing white earphones, looking like she is completely absorbed in her own world. She tilts her head with a look that says, keep away. You call out to her, Li Xin. Li Xin turns her head impatiently, her beautiful eyebrows knitting together slightly. You speak up and ask, second sister, can you lend me some change? Once you drop coins into the bus box, you can't get them back out. What Father Li gave you was a solid 20 yuan bill. Right now, you are completely broke, having to split every single penny in half. Li Xin purses her lips and fishes out 4 1-1 bills from a worn-out wallet to hand them over to you, her expression extremely cold and aloof. You curl your lips into a smile. I'll return the borrowed money to you. The girl's voice is as cold as ice. Arriving at the bus stop, she gets on the bus. The inside of the bus is packed like a can of sardines. You don't see Li Yu anywhere. You stuff 2 paper bills into the coin box and squeeze toward the back of the carriage with great difficulty. Suddenly, you feel someone grope your thigh, making you feel instantly sick to your stomach. Ying Hai's school uniform consists of a white shirt paired with suit shorts, and the length of the shorts is just over the knee, which isn't revealing at all. You can be almost certain that the person who touched you did it on purpose. Encountering a groper on your second day after transmigrating, your mood explodes instantly. You turn your head, wanting to see exactly which blind fool it is, only to discover that Li Xin is standing next to you at some unknown point. The school bag in her hand is suddenly wedged between you and the other person, forcefully partitioning a defensive line around you. You freeze for a moment, then slowly start to smile, saying softly, "Thank you, second sister." However, Li Xin doesn't even look as you slowly smile, saying softly, "Thank you, second sister." Yet Li Xin doesn't even look at you, her beautiful eyes, looking as cold as ice. You recalled the description of Li Xin in the book, an idol who became famous at a young age, but whose temper in private was incredibly explosive. The moment you step into the classroom relying on your memory, the air instantly freezes. Every single student turns their head in unison to stare at you, their eyes filled with absolute shock. A fake young master actually still dares to show his face at Ying Hai. At the same time, you immediately spot the true young master surrounded by the crowd. Kincha is sitting in his seat looking over at you. Seeing you, an obvious look of nervousness surfaces on his face, as if he is terrified that you'll cause trouble for him. You suddenly recall the original plot lines. The fake young master indeed made things difficult for him, saying that even if he changed his identity, he was still nothing but a crow dressed in phoenix feathers, with academic grades so utterly terrible that he wasn't even fit to study at Ying Hai. This exact scene happened to be witnessed by the fashionably late female lead Bai Ningbing. Her protective instinct exploded instantly, and she declared on the spot that she would tutor him. As for Bai Ningbing, she originally had an engagement with you, the fake young master. After Qin Che transferred to Ying Hai, she fell in love with him at first sight, quickly falling hard for him, and then unilaterally tore up her marriage engagement with you. This was also a major trigger for the fake young master to continuously seek his own doom throughout the novel. Thinking of this, you frown slightly. No matter how amazing Bai Ningbing is, you just don't care. In your daze, someone calls out Student Li. You look over toward him and see Qin Che rising from his seat, forcing down his nervousness, holding back his hostility, and giving a generous, tolerant smile. "I hope we can get along harmoniously in the future," but you just nod calmly and reply faintly, "Sure," before walking toward your own seat. Not only the students in the classroom, but even Qin Che is utterly dumbfounded. The classmates' jaws drop even lower. You are usually used to being arrogant at school, and being completely insufferable is your normal state. Except for Bai Ningbing, no one could ever catch your eye. To think you could actually treat Qin Che so calmly and peacefully, as if nothing happened except for Bai Ningbing, no one could ever catch your eye. To think you could actually treat Qin Che so calmly and peacefully. You nonchalantly use a paper, tissue to wipe your desk, pull out your textbook, and begin previewing before class. Qin Che stares at you for a while. He reluctantly withdraws his gaze. Until the class bell rings, Bai Ningbing still hasn't shown up. You hear the surrounding classmates whispering, "Skipping class again." I heard Bai Ningbing challenged a senior from the neighboring #1 high school to a duel. Anyway, the teachers don't dare to discipline her, since she gets first place in every single exam. Lowering your eyelids, your expression remains indifferent. This period is math, and the lecture is about trigonometric functions. The teacher asks someone to come up to the board to solve a problem. Glancing at the handsome new face in the classroom, the teacher enthusiastically calls him out, "That classmate, the transfer student over there, come and solve this problem." Qin Che is picked, and his face instantly changes color. His grades are poor, and he failed Ying Hai's entrance test when transferring. His comprehensive score was only 60 points, with math being the most disastrous part. The Qin family had to donate 3 buildings just to barely squeeze him in. He doesn't know how to do this problem. He can't even understand the question. The math teacher thinks he's just shy. Come on, it doesn't matter if you get it wrong. Qin Che has no choice but to bite the bullet and go up. Standing in front of the blank blackboard, he picks up the chalk but only writes a single word, "solution." After a long time, the classmates grow impatient waiting, and the math teacher also gradually senses something is wrong. Left with no choice, he turns around and calls on another person. "Qin Shen." You stand up in response to your name. With a slight smile, you say, "Teacher, I've changed my name. My last name is Li now." The math teacher looks at you with a beaming smile. "All right then, let student Li Shun come up and guide." Student Qin Che. You walk onto the podium and casually take the chalk from Qin Che's hand. Right behind his word "solution," you write down a string of formulas, saying calmly, "First apply this formula, and then transform it like this." Standing to the side, Qin Che suddenly feels an extreme sense of inferiority. He feels the scorching gazes of the entire class, focusing on himself. A problem that is as difficult as ascending to heaven for him is so effortless in your hands. You have already filled the blackboard with your problem-solving process and the answer, and then you ask faintly, "Do you understand now?" Qin Che grips the corner of his clothes tightly, nodding his head slightly. Only then does the math teacher reveal a satisfied smile. Very good. Student Li Shun help this new classmate more in the future. The new classmate should also learn more from student Li Shun. You frown slightly and don't respond. Xinche gives a faint reply like a mosquito yes. The class ends very quickly. The math teacher asks the class monitor to hand out 2 test papers as homework. As you are underlining the key points from the lecture, the space above your head is suddenly covered by a shadow. Looking up, Xinche is standing in front of your desk, even dragging his deskmate along to give himself courage. You speak up and ask, "Is there something?" Xinche looks a little uncomfortable. "Can you teach me how to solve problems?" You raise an eyebrow somewhat surprised. Xinche hesitates for a long time, before pursing his lips and saying seriously, "The Li family is very poor. It must be very hard for you after going back, right? You teach me how to solve problems and I'll give you money. This way, you earn money with dignity and can even help with the family expenses." You instantly see through his little hidden motive. You let out a soft laugh. "Classmate, I will find my own way regarding earning money to support the family. You don't need to worry about it." Xinche didn't expect you to refuse so decisively. "Student Li, I know you are biased against me, but please don't be willful. This is a win-win solution, isn't it? The Li family is already so poor that they can barely feed themselves. They have no money to support your studies at Ying High, and you might even have to drop out." You snap back, "That's none of your business. I have plenty of ways to make money." Xinche can't help but blurt out, "Student Li, are you afraid that I will surpass you?" You blink your eyes, your expression playful. After a moment, you curl the corners of your mouth. "You're right." Xinche stands rooted in front of your desk for a long time and can only walk away reluctantly. His deskmate comes over to comfort him. "Xinche, don't be too depressed. Li Shen just has this kind of virtue. Except for Bai Ningbing, he can't fit anyone else in his eyes. Too bad Bai Ningbing doesn't pay attention to him at all. If you can get Bai Ningbing to teach you how to solve problems, now that would be truly badass." Kanchio's interest is piqued instantly. His deskmate introduces endlessly who is the coolest. At Ying High, it is definitely Sister Ningbing. Her looks crush the school beauty and her exams are a legend. She skips class whenever she wants but still takes first place. Once Sister Ningbing takes action, the kidnappers end up paying protection fees to her instead. All in all, Sister Ningbing is simply invincible. Xinche is instantly moved. You still don't know what Xinche is calculating in his mind. You are pondering over how to make some cash. During the last period of today, the homeroom teacher speaks up. "Next Monday is the monthly exam. All of you go back and review well for me. The student who ranks dead last in the class will be responsible for a week of classroom cleaning, and there will also be a parent-teacher meeting at the end of the term." The entire class lets out a wail of despair instantly. Of course you are the exception. You curl the corner of your mouth slightly, waiting for the homeroom teacher to leave the classroom. You pull out the notebook you stayed up all night to organize yesterday. The bad students are suddenly attracted by this bright red notebook, their attention fully drawn to it. "Shen Zhijie," a bad student calls out tentatively. You look toward the source of the voice, curving your eyes as you smile. "What's up? Looking for me for something?" The bad student reveals a bashful smile. "Shen Zhijie, can you lend me your notebook to copy? It's an emergency for the Brotherhood. Today is already Friday, and there are only 2 days left until Monday." You tilt your head, "But I have to review too." The bad student flatters you crazily. "Shen Zhijie is so badass. You can take first place even without reviewing. As long as you're willing to lend me the notebook." You find it both funny and annoying. "All right, but I'm not lending it. I'm only selling it for 5,000 yuan. The entire notebook will belong to you. What do you think?" The bad student freezes for a second. With a beaming smile, you say slowly, "I'm currently so poor that I can't even afford to eat. If you guys aren't willing, then just forget it." The bad student yells out excitedly on the spot, "I'm willing." The bad student yells out excitedly on the spot, "I'm willing." Hearing this, the other bad students instantly explode. "I'll give 10,000. I'll give 20,000. I'll give 50,000. Your phone begins to vibrate crazily. In less than 10 minutes, the 2 notebooks you stayed up all night to copy are both sold out, making a net profit of 20,000 yuan. The bad students who bought the notebooks are completely satisfied. Half an hour later, the people in the classroom have mostly left. It's time for you to go home too. You pack up your school bag and prepare to leave, but someone blocks your way. Xinche's eyes carry a hint of grievance. "Why can't we be friends? Although our identities have been swapped, that is not your fault." Student Li Shun, "There's really no need for us to be so at odds with each other." You look at him. "When were we ever at odds with each other?" Student Xinche, "I don't want to be friends with you, simply because we are not the same kind of people. It's as simple as that." Xinche counter-argues. "Are you telling me you aren't angry because I snatched your identity? You clearly are." You look at him so calmly. "I don't care about that wealthy family crap at all. If you want it, just take it. I'm tired of living a life of luxury, aren't I? Right now, I just want to experience the life of an ordinary person." Kanchi is instantly left speechless. Good luck with the monthly exam. I wish you good grades. You bypass him and walk away directly. Ying doesn't require evening self-study, but number one high school absolutely does. You want to wait for Li Xin and Li Yu to finish school so you can go home together. So you wander around near number one high school by yourself. You bought Odin and 2 ice cream cones. While passing by a certain small alley, you suddenly smell a scent of blood. The sound of a steel pipe hitting the ground and a dog barking carry over. Suddenly you hear someone exclaim in surprise, "Bai Ningbing?" This makes you halt your steps instantly. Looking into the alleyway, the high-profile profile of a young girl is distinct in the night. She turns her head, her fox-like eyes carrying a sharp fierceness. It is Bai Ningbing, but for some unknown reason you are drawn in. You simply can't move your legs at all. Bai Ningbing glances at you, her gaze freezing cold. You want to leave too? But you can't. Bai Ningbing glances at you, her gaze freezing cold. You want to leave too? But you can't. You can only watch a group of high school seniors scramble up, throwing their school bags toward her, only to be kicked flying by her. Since you can't leave, you simply lean against the utility pole at the alley entrance to enjoy the show. Bai Ningbing's expression looks unsightly, and she glares at you once again. A school bag flung out by a high school senior goes straight for Bai Ningbing. She ducks out of the way, and the school bag flies straight toward you. The ice cream falls to the ground with a splat. You stretch out your hand to block it. The high school senior who threw the bag at you says arrogantly, "Sorry about that." Bai Ningbing freezes for a brief moment, then lets out a clear, casual laugh. Boss watching such a good show for so long before finally taking action. That's not very fair, is it? She bends over to pick up the school bag. The number one high school seniors suddenly realize, "So you guys are in cahoots?" Bai Ningbing speaks with total justification. "Don't you see he's wearing the Ying high school uniform? Of course we are in cahoots." Tilting your head, you stay silent with a dark face. Bai Ningbing leans against the wall lazily, introducing and explaining to them, "Let me give you a quick lesson. This guy's a big shot at our school. If he tells me to go east, I would never dare go west. You guys knocked over his ice cream, so you are absolutely dead meat." The number one high school seniors panic. Ying has never produced a male campus boss right. Bai Ningbing smiles radiantly, "I'm so sorry. But from today onward, an exception is made." The number one high school seniors are completely dumbfounded, staring at you while trembling with fear. Having the blame successfully shifted to you, you give a couple of cold laughs and set down the Odin. 10 minutes later, people are lying scattered all over the ground inside the alley. Bai Ningbing carries her school bag over one shoulder with one hand, while her other hand is casually slipped into her pants pocket. Curiosity flickers in her eyes. "What's your name?" Turning a deaf ear to her, you bend over to pick up the Odin, turn around and walk away. Bai Ningbing licks her lips, excitement igniting in her eyes. "How about we fight again? Let's become sworn brothers. I'll cover you from now on." Covering you in every sense of the word. With the Bai family being the number one wealthy family, and her being the young lady of the Bai family, she can get whatever she wants. Whoever catches her eye can basically walk sideways and do as they please for a lifetime. But you don't need this kind of support at all. She can get whatever she wants. And whoever catches her eye can basically walk sideways for a lifetime. But you don't need this kind of charity at all. You don't even bother to raise your eyelids, dropping an expressionless phrase, "Sure." And then you turn around and wave your hand, your shorts fluttering in the wind. We'll talk about it after you come out of your 5-day trip to the detention center. 5 minutes later, the victorious girl and the knocked-down guys are all escorted onto the police car. The number one high school seniors wail, "We are the ones who got beaten up at Tite. Why are we being arrested too?" The police officer pulls out a baton and warns, "Be quiet. Failing to behave well at such a young age, all of you behave yourself for me." Only Bai Ningbing remains expressionless, a look of gloom showing between her eyebrows, as if she is ready to strike at any moment. It is already very late by the time you get home. The entire family stares at you, their eyes filled with surprise. An awkward atmosphere permeates the living room, and even Li Yu's face carries a bit of unnaturalness. Father Li is clearly embarrassed. Hurriedly rising from the sofa, Shen is back. "How was your day at school today? I'll go make a bowl of noodles for you. You have already guessed a few things in your heart." Lifting the bag of Odin, you say gently, "It was my first time taking the bus home, and I'm not very familiar with it, so I got lost. Dad, don't go through the trouble I've already eaten. Look what I brought for you guys." Little sister Li almost lunges forward. Her voice crisp and bright, "Delicious food." Your smile grows even happier. Opening the bag, you pinch a skewer of fish balls for her, and then place the rest on the table. Li Yu gives a soft snort. "And here I thought you ran back to the Chin family again. Coming back so late? We didn't even save any food for you." You had long anticipated they would think this way. Your smile carrying a bit of helplessness. "Since I've come here, I won't leave again." Secretly running back is even more impossible. Pausing for a moment, you turn to Li Xin and ask, "Second sister, are you eating? It won't taste good once it gets cold." Li Xin's eyes remain indifferent. Where did the money come from? At this question, little sister Li, who is eating a fishball, freezes. Li Yu, who was about to stealthily grab a squid roll, withdraws her hand. Father Li, who is reading the evening paper, raises his eyes. Mother Li, who was just about to enter the kitchen, also stops in her tracks. That's right, Father Li only gave you a total of 20 yuan today. Where did the money to buy Odin come from? Everyone's gaze focuses on you, their eyes completely filled with scrutiny. The air seems to freeze. You smile nonchalantly. It wasn't given by the Qin family. I earned it myself. Li Xin frowns tightly, her face written all over with distrust. Li Yu acts as if she has caught a flaw, speaking in a sarcastic tone. Who are you fooling? Where could you go to earn this much money? Although our Li family is poor, we are poor with backbone. We won't eat things of unknown origin. Little sister Li gets a mouthful of fishball stuck in her mouth, her cheeks puffed up, caught in a dilemma. You stare straight at Li Yu without saying a single word, silently picking up the Odin on the table. You turn around and walk into your room. The moment the room door closes, Li Yu inexplicably feels as if her face has been hit by an invisible slap. Mother Li, on the other hand, scolds her. Xiao Yu, you've gone too far. Shen kindly brought things back for everyone to eat. Even if he took money from the Qin family, you shouldn't have said it that way. Go and apologize to him in a moment. Li Yu, who was originally feeling a bit guilty, immediately counter-argues. I won't. Why should I apologize? He can't state the source of the money, so it's definitely dirty. Mother Li is left speechless and can only let out a soft sigh. Father Li puts down the newspaper. I'll go talk to Shen in a bit and see where exactly the money came from. If he borrowed it from the Qin family or classmates, we will return it for him. Right at this moment, the sound of a horn honking rings out outside the door. Taking advantage of the chaos, little sister swallows the fishball in one gulp and jumps up excitedly. It must be fifth sister. Sixth sister is back from aunt's house. Every time she comes back, she brings me delicious food. She dashes out like a whirlwind. The atmosphere in the living room eases up slightly. Mother Li takes the opportunity to instruct her, be good. No matter what, you must apologize to Shen later. Li Yu remains stubborn. I won't. In less than a minute, little sister Li leads a group of strangers back inside. They are all young masters and wealthy ladies, each wearing luxury brands. One of them is even casually playing with a Ferrari key. The Li family could never possibly know this kind of wealthy youth, so they can only be here for you. The guy dangling the Ferrari key stands at the doorway, giving a polite smile. Hello, uncle. May I ask if Li Shen lives here? Father Li's eyelids twitch, and he hurriedly nods. Yes. Then he covertly kicks Li Yu, signaling her to go pour some tea, while he carefully knocks on your room door himself. Shen, your classmates are here to see you. You open the room door. Behind you, the Odin on the worn-out desk remains completely untouched. Having changed into your school uniform, you walk out with an expressionless face. With one glance, you recognize the few people at the door. They are exactly the bad students who bought your notebooks. The moment you stood at the door of the house, you had already guessed the purpose of their trip. Father Li pulls Mother Li aside, nervously discussing in a low voice. They must be here to press Shen to pay back the money. I don't know how much he borrowed. How much do we still have left on our card? Mother Li frowns with deep worry. There's only 1,000 left. We've already overspent this month. It is as if dark clouds are gathering heavily over the two's heads. Li Yu poured the water but didn't bring it over, thinking to herself, how could this group of rich second-generation kids drink cheap tea? She simply edges close to Mother Li's side to complain. Even under these circumstances, you still want me to apologize. People have already come knocking on our door to collect debt. How embarrassing. Little sister Li hides timidly behind the sofa. Suddenly, the group of rich second-generation kids at the door spots you. Their eyes light up completely, waving their hands in an exaggerated manner. Shen Zhijie, we finally found you. The problem-solving process in the notebooks you sold us is too difficult. We completely don't understand it. Can you include after-sales service and explain it to us? Not surprised at all. You don't even knit your brow. It's possible, I suppose. But it's already very late right now. Shen Zhijie, there are only 48 hours left until Monday. Just take it as saving our lives. We will definitely listen carefully and won't delay you for too long. You ponder. We'll definitely listen carefully and won't delay you for too long. You ponder for a brief moment, then turn around to speak to the dumbfounded Father Li and Mother Li. Dad, Mom, I'm going out for a bit first. I'll be back at around 12 o'clock. The bad students hurriedly guarantee, Uncle, Auntie, don't worry. We will definitely bring him back safely. Before Father Li and Mother Li can snap out of it, with a click, you have already closed the door and left. The living room falls into a blanket of absolute silence. After a long silence, Mother Li looks as if she has just woken up from a dream, carefully asking, Dear, did you hear what they said just now? With mixed emotions, Father Li says, I heard it. So it turns out Shen didn't take money from the Qin family, and the money to buy Odin was earned by himself. Then wasn't our suspicion just now too hurtful? Li Yu is so shocked that her hands are shaking. Who could have thought he would have this kind of way to make money? Little sister Lee grins proudly. Fourth sister. You have to apologize properly to brother later, okay? Li Yu glares at her, but has no choice but to nod. I know. Another room door suddenly opens, and Lee Sin walks out wearing her white earphones, her beautiful eyes filled with cold indifference. I'm going out for a bit. Mother Lee barely manages to speak. It's so late, where are you going again? But Lee Sin has already stepped out the door without looking back. You get into Yingjie's red Ferrari, remembering that he isn't even 18 years old yet. This makes you frown involuntarily. The two guys sharing the car actively explain, this is his cousin's car, borrowed temporarily for him to drive. The driver's license is also in the car. I'll drive. Your tone leaves no room for question. Yingjie originally wanted to show off, but moves to the passenger seat aggrievedly, not daring to utter a sound. The moment you assume the driving position, you immediately display the aura of an old veteran. Under the moonlight, your profile looks excessively handsome. A bad student cannot help but marvel, Shen Zhijie, how long have you been learning to drive? This is way too skilled. Looking straight ahead, you say nonchalantly, for some time now. My dream before was to be a racing driver, but now I want to be a Nobel Prize winner. The two guys in the car are chattering away, thinking of a Nobel Prize winner. The two guys in the car chatter nonstop, gossiping from celebrities to the school forum, and then dragging Bai Ningbing into the topic. Shen Zhijie, how are things going between you and Bai Ningbing? If it really doesn't work out, just switch to someone else. There's an older girl in my friend circle who is really beautiful. While waiting for a red light, you say neither hot nor cold. I've lost interest in Bai Ningbing. I won't be chasing her anymore in the future. The bad student's eyes light up. Shen Zhijie, take a look at my sister then. He doesn't cheat. You shake your head speechlessly. No need. The two guys think you are feeling frustrated, so they comfort you one after another. You let out a soft laugh. I don't want to be in a relationship for the time being. I just want to study hard. In the blink of an eye, you arrive at the bad student's private library. You explain the problems to them until past 11 o'clock, and only then do the bad students finally feel like they've understood a bit. After finishing, the bad student volunteers himself, Shen Zhijie, I'll drive you back. But you wave your hand, no need. It's close to home from here. I'll just walk back. It's getting late. You guys should all rest early. The bad student still insists on walking you outside the library. The two of you pass through the main gate. Under the dim yellow street lamp, a slender figure stands all alone. You freeze for a brief moment, the corners of your lips curling up. No need to see me off. Go drive your car. The bad student looks dazed, watching you walk with steady steps toward that person, and call out second sister. Lee Sin lowers her eyes, her tone aloof and faint. Mom and dad couldn't put their minds at ease, so they told me to come pick you up. You easily link your arm through hers. Let's go. Mom and dad must be waiting anxiously. Lee Sin frowns slightly, but ultimately doesn't pull away. She turns her head and glances at you sideways. Under the moonlight, your face looks pure, and your smile is bright and radiant. A tiny pebble is cast into the lake of her heart, rippling away with faint waves. Completely unaware of this, you ask with a brilliant smile, Mom and Dad, are they all asleep? Asleep? Then it's really been hard on you, second sister. It's nothing. You walk back home on foot, your connected shadows blending into one. Lee Sin catches a faint, refreshing scent of soap from your body. She stays silent for a moment as your connected shadows blend into one on the way home. Lee Sin catches a faint, refreshing scent of soap from your body. She remains silent for a brief moment, then suddenly speaks up, sorry. Your footsteps halt. Why are you saying sorry to me? Lee Sin stops her pace, looking straight at you. If it wasn't for my question, the fourth sister wouldn't have said those kinds of words. I apologize for my own behavior as well as the fourth sister's. You just press your lips together tightly for a moment, seeing the uneasiness beneath her forced calmness. You can't help but laugh out loud. Second sister, you're making this so serious. And here I thought it was something major. Don't worry. I didn't take it to heart. Lee Sin is half believing and half doubting. Really? Of course. When Li Yu falsely accused me, I deliberately didn't explain. Just to wait for them to find out on their own? People only believe what they see with their own eyes, not what others say. I've only just arrived at this home, so it's normal to have a little disturbance. I wasn't angry at all. But having a good temper without any bottom line will only make people think I'm a pushover. To prevent even more excessive things in the future, I had no choice but to pretend to be angry. I didn't expect the effect to be quite good. Li Xin's expression improves at a speed visible to the naked eye. Though she looks aloof on the surface, her tone softens a whole lot. But you still shouldn't do this kind of thing in the future. At school, you should behave like a student, not a businessman. You nod your head, smiling just like a cat that has stolen a heart. Got it. Li Xin stops talking further, and you walk back home together. You thought the house would be completely pitch black, but even though the clock has just passed 12:20, the Li family home is brightly lit. Little sister Li, father Li, mother Li, and Li Yu are sitting in a neat row on the sofa, not a single person asleep. Seeing us come back, the three of them stand up in unison, saying at the same time, "You're back." Your gaze sweeps past everyone, dad, mom, fourth sister. It's so late and you guys haven't rested yet. Mother Lee gives Li Yu a push with an awkward look. The latter stumbles and takes a step right in front of you. With a face full of reluctance, Li Yu lowers her head and mumbles. Sorry. The voice is so quiet it is almost completely inaudible. You want to tease her a bit, the corners of your mouth curving up slightly. What did you say, fourth sister? I didn't hear it clearly. Li Yu snaps her head up, fire practically spewing from her eyes. As she roars through gritted teeth, I said I'm sorry. Li Xin's eyebrows knit together. While your smile remains unfazed, it's nothing. Fourth sister, don't take it to heart. Only then does Mother Li let out a sigh of relief. Shen. Xiao Yu did wrong, so please don't take it to heart. She has already promised never to act like this again. Your eyes curve into crescent moons, I believe, fourth sister. The Odin is still in my room. We can heat it up tomorrow morning and eat it. Seeing that you aren't holding a grudge, Li Yu's anger subdues a bit, turning her gaze directly onto Li Xin, second sister. Did you make a special trip out just to pick him up and bring him back? Li Xin's thin lips are tightly pursed, her face turning instantly gloomy. Your heart tightens, your gaze turning suddenly cold. As you look toward her in confusion, your eyes meet, and Li Xin takes large strides to turn around and head back to her room, slamming the door with a loud bang. Mother Li edges closer with concern. Shen, did anything happen between you and Xiaoxin? Did you guys just happen to run into each other on the road? With a beaming smile, you reply, no, nothing at all. Second sister and I get along wonderfully. I like her super much. Mother Li barely puts her mind at ease, letting out a soft sigh among so many children. Xiaoxin has the most bottled up personality, and she just can't seem to change it no matter what. Before, when Xiao Che was here, he would often chat with her, so things were a bit better. Since you like her, look for her to chat more when you are free. I really hope she can become a bit more cheerful. Nodding lightly, your gaze turns toward that tightly closed door, an investment-filled glint flickering in your eyes. After chatting for a while, you return to your room because Mother Li needs to rest, as she still has to go to work tomorrow. She and Father Li work together to turn the sofa into a bed. Taking advantage of the moment when the two aren't paying attention, Li Yu slips into your room. Seeing that you are about to open a drawer, she leans against the door panel, holding the doorknob, and asks curiously, what exactly is going on between you and second sister? Why would she come back together with you? Tilting your head, you smile. It's a secret. Li Yu's face darkens, cursing out, damn it. Staring with wide, angry eyes, she says, let me tell you, don't even think about hitting on second sister. There is absolutely no way she would pay any attention to you. In her heart, there is only Xiao Che. Without changing your expression, the corners of your mouth curl up slightly without changing your expression. The corners of your mouth curl up slightly. It's so late. Isn't fourth sister sleepy? Having finished what she wanted to say, Li Yu turns around to leave. You don't forget to add, please close the door behind you. Thank you, fourth sister. Li Yu, who originally wanted to slam the door coolly, is almost driven utterly insane by anger. Anger. Glancing at her parents already lying on the sofa bed, she ultimately doesn't dare to throw a tantrum, and can only close the door gently, turning around to give you the middle finger, her teeth grinding with a clicking sound. Tonight taking a shower is clearly out of the question. The route from your room to the restroom must pass through the living room. By the time you finish showering, it would probably be the middle of the night, which would disturb the hardworking parents who wake up early every day and sleep later than the cattle. The parents turn off the lights and lie down. You rest your eyes for a long time but still feel no sleepiness, so you can't help but let out a sigh, rising in the dark and using the moonlight. You go to pick up that cold Odin on the desk. Just as you are about to take a bite, the door is tapped gently. You walk over in confusion to open the door, only to see a dark figure standing at the pitch-black doorway, so dark that even the face is blurry and indistinct. A plastic bag is suddenly shoved over to you, and the figure at the doorway turns around and leaves immediately. You call out tentatively in a low voice, second sister. No one answers. Left with no choice, you go back to your room, turn on the light, and look. Inside the bag is unexpectedly a pineapple bun. 2 pieces of the wrinkled, crispy skin have already fallen off, and you have no idea where it was dug out from. But it feels soft and delicious to the touch. Your eyes curve into crescent moons. Putting down the cold Odin, you eat up this sweet and fragrant bun with great relish. The next morning, you head out of the room feeling refreshed. You see Li Yu and little sister Li playing with a tangram puzzle on the sofa, while Li Xin is busy preparing breakfast in the kitchen. This is a task that the sisters take turns to do, except of course for little sister Li, who is too short and can't even reach the cooking pot. Having finished washing up, you immediately slip into the kitchen, smiling radiantly. Second sister. Let me help. Frying an egg, Li Xin's eyes narrow. Stand further away. The moment you stop your pace, oil spatters from the pan everywhere, and a visible grease spot instantly appears on your school uniform. Li Xin's eyebrows knit closely together. The fourth sister Li Yu, holding a triangular plastic piece, knits her brows closely together. The fourth sister, Li Yu, holding a triangular plastic piece, rushes inside. Second sister, what's wrong? Li Xin's thin lips purse slightly. Take him out. Li Yu spots the grease stain on your school uniform at a glance. Mocking you, I told you earlier, second sister wouldn't pay attention to you, yet you still edge close to her. Just as her words fall, Li Xin instructs further, change out of your school uniform, and let the fourth sister wash it for you. Your gaze sweeps over to Li Yu, whose face looks exactly as if she just swallowed a fly. Curling your lips into a smile, you say, all right. Thank you, second sister. Li Yu protests in dissatisfaction. Second sister, I refuse. However, seeing Li Xin raise the edge of her eyebrow, a look of displeasure showing amidst the coldness, she deflates instantly full of depression. Fine, I'll wash it. Wearing dirty clothes too. Ying Hai only embarrasses our Li family. You are amused, raising an eyebrow. You really didn't expect Li Yu to be this afraid of Li Xin? She usually dares to raise her voice when talking to Mother Li. Yet before the displeased Li Xin, a single glare can make her totally submissive. She truly lives up to her nature as the second daughter. Meeting your playful gaze, Li Yu glares at you instantly. What are you looking at? Take it off quickly. You were originally just teasing her, having no intention of actually making her look bad. So you smile. Fourth sister, don't worry. The school is about to hand out new uniforms soon. It's just a tiny grease spot. No one can tell unless they look closely, so there's no need to wash it. Li Yu beams with joy immediately, wearing an expression that says, at least you know what's good for you. She turns her head and shouts at Li Xin, second sister, you heard that right. It's not that I won't wash it for him, yada. Li Xin only gives a faint mind. Li Yu quickly slips out of the kitchen, deeply afraid of being assigned some other chore. You find an apron from somewhere and tie the large piece of fabric on, wrapping your slender body completely. Even though it is just an ordinary piece of clothing, you look unexpectedly handsome wearing it. Second sister, let me help. This way, I won't get my clothes dirty. Li Xin slightly purses her thin lips and doesn't object. But as you get closer to her, she suddenly drops a sentence in a cold, indifferent tone. What I owed you yesterday is now settled. You freeze up, helplessness rising in your heart. So it turns out her kindness towards you was only because she felt she owed you. Yesterday, because of her words, helplessness rose in your heart. So it turns out her kindness towards you was only because she felt she owed you. Yesterday, because of a single sentence from her, you were ridiculed and bullied by Li Yu. So today, she deliberately let you get back at Li Yu. This is truly, you don't even know what to say. However, you aren't discouraged at all, giving her a smile. Thank you, second sister, for the pineapple bun you specially gave me last night. It was delicious. Li Xin's beautiful eyebrows instantly knit tightly together, her voice clear and slightly carrying coldness. What pineapple bun? You are stunned. You are even more suppressed than her. If the bun wasn't given by her, then who was it? Suddenly, an absurd thought surfaces in your mind. You turn your head to look toward Li Yu, who is playing with little sister on the sofa. Could it possibly be her? The corners of your mouth twitch slightly. After a brief moment of silence, you look up and comfortably end the topic. It's nothing. Maybe someone stuffed it over to my place by mistake. What does second sister need to do next? I'll assist you. Li Xin, who doesn't care for gossip, frowns and doesn't press further, turning off the fire and scooping out the eggs. Once breakfast is ready, you keep the question buried in your heart. When you look at Li Yu again, your gaze carries a different flavor. You remember that in the original work, it was never written that she is a tsundere. Your gaze, which drifts over from time to time and seems to pierce through people, makes Li Yu inexplicably feel hair raised in the bottom of her heart. She can't help but wonder if someone is cursing her behind her back. When she finally captures the source of the gaze and realizes it's you, she immediately snaps at you. What are you looking at? Is there anything nice to look at? You ask straight to the point, fourth sister. Was that pineapple bun last night given to me by you? Li Yu's face changes color at a speed visible to the naked eye, and the base of her ears turns completely red instantly. Her entire being is completely at a loss, as if her brain short-circuited for a second, not knowing how to respond. Right after that, she raises her voice, putting on an extremely fierce attitude. Bullshit. There is no way I would ever give you a bunt. The end of her sentence clearly falters for a moment. You keenly detect that subtle state of mind. Little sister Li, who is eating a fried egg, curiously holds up her spoon. What pineapple bun? The redness at the base of Li Yu's ears spreads all the way to her face. She hurriedly kicks Li Xin's foot under the table, crazily hinting, I have no idea. It must have been given by second sister. Li Xin says indifferently, kicks Li Xin's foot under the table. Crazily hinting, I have no idea. It must have been given by second sister. Li Xin says indifferently, I didn't. Li Yu panics, gritting her teeth. Then it must have been given to you by mom. Anyway, it wasn't me. It could absolutely never be me. You leisurely drag out your tone with an oh, saying with a faint smile, I also think it wasn't fourth sister. Perhaps it was given by mom. I'll ask her later. Just as your words fall, Li Yu abruptly stands up, roaring in anger, it's just a lousy bun. Is it really worth all this trouble for you? What is there to ask about? Acting so petty, what if people think you are mistreated all day long? Seeing that she is about to blow her top, you quit while you're ahead, saying neither fast nor slow. Mainly because that bun was too delicious, I liked it very much. So I wanted to ask where it was bought. And say thank you, by the way. Liu suddenly goes quiet, her face and neck turning red from holding back, and she slowly sits back down. After a good long while, only then does she squeeze out a sentence. Just a bun, and you think it's rare. How ignorant. You get up and return to your room, carrying out the unfinished oden from inside, and placing it on the dining table, heat it up. And it's still edible. Second sister and I came back late. Could fourth sister please give this to the person who gave me the bun? Liu lets out a snort and turns her head away. I don't want to. Go bother someone else. You put your hands together, coaxing her with a soft and cute face. Fourth sister. Please, this is me begging you. Biting into her fried egg, little sister Li cannot figure it out no matter what. Obviously, Li Yu and Li Xin are in the same high school, and they came back just as late. Why on earth did you have to beg Li Yu, who has always been at odds with you? The older brothers and sisters are just too strange. It's really a headache. Ying doesn't give a day off on Saturday and only allows 1 day of rest on Sunday. So today, you still have to go to school. Little sister Li is still picked up and dropped off by the third sister whom you've never met. Before heading out, you ask casually, when are third sister, fifth sister, and sixth sister coming back from aunt's house? Liu craned her neck, staring at the bus on the road while answering aunt's family runs a snack bar. Recently, a newly built residential building nearby opened up, and the foot traffic is exploding. They need hands to help out. Third sister, as well as the fifth and sixth sisters, won't be back until at least next week. You aren't very clear about the situation of the Li family's relatives. After all, the characters appearing in a novel are numerous and chaotic, and those unimportant roles are quickly brushed over in just a few sentences or a couple of chapters. Besides, what readers want to see are emotional dramas and sweet romance. Who would specifically go out of their way to remember this? So you shoulder your school bag and set off. Today's Ying is extraordinarily unusual. Walking all the way there are people whispering everywhere. Intuition tells you that these discussions are definitely related to Bai Ningbing. Sure enough, someone was incredibly well informed, and the matter of Bai Ningbing being detained for fighting has already been posted on the forum. Instantly, the entire school is boiling over, just like scalding boiling water. Everyone is stunned. Oh! Bai Ningbing was actually reported by the people from number 1 high school. They have real nerve to actually dare report the young lady of the Bai family. It's like they don't want to hang around here anymore. There are even upperclassmen rubbing their hands, clamoring to pick a fight with the people from number 1 high school, to demand justice for Bai Ningbing, resorting to dirty tricks just because they couldn't win a fight. What kind of heroes are they? You are slightly speechless. Ordinary people are usually detained for a few days for fighting, yet Bai Ningbing actually got out so quickly. She truly lives up to being blessed with the female lead aura. Suddenly, a burst of arguing sounds reaches your ears. You see a guy with a buzz cut leading 2 lackeys, cornering a girl under a tree. He is wearing white sneakers, his 2 long legs looking straight and strong. He raises a leg, pressing it against the tree trunk right next to the girl's ear. All the girls present are completely stunned. The cornered girl wants to look at him but doesn't dare to, burying her head like a frightened quail. The buzz-cut guy aggressively interrogates her. Repeat what you just said right now. The girl hurriedly begs for mercy with a tearful face. Zhijie. I was wrong, I shouldn't have bad-mouthed Sister Bai Ningbing. Please spare me this time. I told you to repeat the words you just said. The guy's gaze is freezing cold. The girl lowers her head in shame, her voice so quiet it is almost completely inaudible. So what if her grades are good? Almost inaudible. So what if her grades are good? What's the big deal? So what if she's beautiful? Didn't she still end up in the police station? Skipping classes every other day and causing trouble. Bai Ningbing is just so-so. I don't know why the guys in school like her so much. How superficial. The moment these words come out, all the guys on the scene instantly boil over, each rubbing their hands wanting to rush forward and teach her a lesson. Bai Ningbing is the goddess in the hearts of all the guys in the school. So who dares to slander her? This girl actually dared to badmouth Bai Ningbing behind her back, and even mocked them for being superficial. This is simply intolerable. Shen Zhijie raises his chin, his eyes filled with intimacy and devotion. Even someone like you dares to step on Sister Ning, look in the mirror and see what kind of trash you are. Sister Ning can score higher than you even without attending classes. Can you do that? The girl is already so ashamed that she wishes she could find a crack in the ground to crawl into. I'm sorry, get lost. Shen Zhijie lowers his leg and plants a kick right on her butt. If you dare badmouth Sister Ning again in the future, don't blame me for being ruthless. The girl doesn't dare utter a sound even after being kicked and flees without ever looking back. This farce lasts for a mere 5 minutes before coming to an end. The girls around watching and recording videos still want more, but have no choice but to slowly disperse. You are also preparing to leave. Just as you turn around, your peripheral vision catches Shen Zhijie leading a group of people walking right toward you. One of them steps up to block you, casting a shadow over you. Stand right there. Is there something You don't even bother to raise your eyelids, your tone indifferent. Of course, you recognize this guy, Shen Zhijie, the young master of the wealthy Shen family, and the universally recognized tyrant of Ying. Unlike the fake young master who is arrogant and reclusive, Shen Zhijie forms cliques and factions in school, calling the shots left and right. He even gave his own little faction, a resonant name, the Bai Ningbing Support Club. As long as you are targeted by him, whether you are willing or not, you have to obediently join the club. Many guys who don't care about Bai Ningbing at all were also forced to join this organization. Every time Bai Ningbing has an activity, all members must be present on site to cheer her on. This young master behaves generously and must be present to cheer her on. This young master spends lavishly, paying the club fees in full, so nothing has ever gone wrong. As time passes, some people are even touched by his infatuation, calling Bai Ningbing the flower, and calling him the guardian angel of the flower. The fake young master naturally loads this CP extremely, so he and Shen Zhijie are like fire and water. The feud between the two has grown deeper and deeper, making them bitter rivals. Clearly, Shen Zhijie has come knocking on your door this time to look for trouble. Sure enough, he takes another step closer, threatening with a freezing cold gaze. It's rare for Sister Ning to come to school today. You'd better not harass her. If I find out you're clinging to her and won't let go, there will be no good consequences for you. You are speechless to the extreme. Taking a step back, you say calmly, I have no intention of clinging to her. Let me pass. Seeing you look unfazed, Shen Zhijie becomes even angrier instead. Don't think that just because you have an engagement with Sister Ning, you can look down on everyone else. I just won't let you pass today. You give him a subtle look as if looking at an alien creature. Then crossing your arms, you ask unhurriedly, class is about to start? In a moment, keeping me here. Are you trying to skip class and be punished to stand with me? Anger churns inside Shen Zhijie's chest. For a moment, he is actually stumped by your question, not knowing how to respond. As everyone knows, Bai Ningbing detests campus bullying the most. Seeing that the class bell is about to ring, you don't want to continue wasting time with this king of lingering either. You reluctantly takes a step back, promising him, I guarantee you, I will absolutely never pester Bai Ningbing again in the future, and I will break off the engagement with her. If you still don't move out of the way, I'm going to find the dean. Shen Zhijie freezes, simply unable to believe his own ears. Taking the opportunity, you bypass him to leave, but he grabs you by the arm, his voice instantly raising by 8 octaves. What, say that again? This is exactly what you wanted. You knit your brows, your tone impatient. I said I won't pester Bai Ningbing again in the future. There's no need for you to treat me as an enemy anymore. So annoying. I said I won't pester Bai Ningbing again in the future. There's no need for you to treat me as an enemy anymore. Shen Zhijie screams at the top of his lungs. Why, you find it hilarious. Does that even need asking? I don't like her. I don't feel anything anymore and I don't want to chase her. Liar. Shen Zhijie's eyes widen. You clearly liked Bai Ningbing before. You liked her to an almost pathological point. As long as Bai Ningbing appeared, you would stick to her like super glue and couldn't be shaken off. Now you're saying you don't feel anything anymore. You are too drained to complain. Your attitude loose and casual. Believe it or not, it's up to you. If you keep holding me back, I'll be late for class. Shen Zhijie is feeling conflicted, his hand grasping yours even tighter, deeply afraid that you will slip away. No way, you must give me a reason today. If you don't give me a reasonable reason, I won't believe you, and I won't let you go to class. Your face is full of indifference, because she's been in the police station. Shen Zhijie opens his eyes wide. What kind of crappy reason is that? He feels like he's been played by you again. Little does he know, you explain with a deadpan expression. I think this reason is very sufficient. First of all, I'm very young, and my understanding of relationships is limited. It's very easy to fall for someone just because of a face, but that isn't true love. Secondly, I only like positive and proactive model students. Someone like her who has a criminal record is not worthy of someone with a clean background like me. In short, for so long what I liked was only her perfect persona. Now that her persona has collapsed, I don't like her anymore. Is that clear enough? Shen Zhijie is completely dazed and begins to question life, only liking her persona. Does this kind of way to like someone actually exist in the world? Just as he hasn't snapped out of it yet, the surroundings suddenly fall into absolute silence. You notice that his expression suddenly becomes awkward to the extreme. Right after that, a wave of shouting rises one after another from ahead. Sister Ning, hello Sister Ning. You secretly feel that things are going south, booking the biggest car crash scene of the year. You see a tall and graceful young girl, one hand carrying her school bag over her shoulder, and the other hand stuffed into her school uniform pants pocket. Those beautiful phoenix eyes shine brightly like stars scattered in ink. Her school bag is on her shoulder while her other hand is stuffed in her school uniform pants pocket. Those beautiful phoenix eyes are just like stars scattered in ink, shining brightly. Her entire being radiates a lazy, carefree aura. She manages to wear the ordinary school uniform with a perfect score of nobility. Standing there casually, elegance seeps through her nonchalant posture. Gone is the wild arrogance from yesterday. Today she looks just like a princess walking right out of a comic book. Shen Zhijie calls out in pleasant surprise, "Sister Ning." A brilliant smile blooms on his face instantly, and he greets her like a cheerful little bird. Bai Ningbing's gaze, however, remains locked entirely onto you. She gives a faint greeting, making it impossible for anyone to tell whom she is speaking to. Shen Zhijie is thrilled out of his mind, instantly tossing you to the back of his head and revealing his sweetest smile. "Sister Ning, class is starting in a moment. Let's go to the classroom together." Bai Ningbing is still looking sideways, her thin lips curling up slightly, a deep meaning flowing within her gaze. "Sure." Only now does Shen Zhijie think of showing off to his love rival, raising his chin and snorting in your direction, and then reaching out his hand to link arms with Bai Ningbing. Unexpectedly, Bai Ningbing moves her body sideways to dodge, causing him to grab nothing but thin air. Although Shen Zhijie feels a bit of regret, he isn't discouraged at all. After all, today can be said to be the gentlest day Bai Ningbing has ever treated him in history. Normally, she doesn't pay attention to anyone at all, and no guy in the entire Ying Hai is allowed to get close to her within a single step. Yet he has already become a special exception. Standing on the spot with your arms crossed over your chest, your expression is indifferent, not knowing whether to sympathize with him or pity him. Bai Ningbing suddenly stops her footsteps, not far ahead, turning her head back around to sport a devastatingly charming, playful smile. "Model student, aren't you going to catch up? Are you trying to wait there to be punished to stand for being late?" You just knew that she heard absolutely everything just now, left with no choice. You can only follow after her, hanging behind the two of them at a moderate distance. Your pace is even maintaining a safe distance. Bai Ningbing doesn't turn around to look, but inexplicably, you feel as if you are being tightly stared at, making you feel completely uncomfortable. Your nerves are unconsciously tensing up. You are guardedly preparing an answer, calculating that if Bai Ningbing recognizes that you are the one who called the police to arrest her and wants to seek revenge on you, you will deny it to the death and never admit it. After all, people who oppose the female lead always die a miserable death, and the Li family absolutely cannot afford to offend her. When the three of you enter the classroom together, everyone in the entire class is completely stunned. Bai Ningbing detests guys crowding around her the most. Yet today, she unexpectedly has two handsome guys, one on her left and one on her right. The bad student looks up, sees you, and leaps up from his seat, waving his hand lively and enthusiastically, "Shen Zhijie." You look over at him, revealing a faint smile. Right at this moment, Shen Zhijie deliberately slows down his pace, falling behind Bai Ningbing to block you at the door, staring at you fiercely. "I was wondering why you gave up on Sister Ning so easily. So it turns out you are playing hard to get. Just you wait. Sister Ning will definitely be mine." Being misunderstood once again, you don't bother to waste any more words. You swing your school bag directly, scaring him into leaping away as a conditioned reflex, and walk right past him, leaving behind only a sentence, "Whatever you say." Shen Zhijie's nose is almost twisted with anger. Gritting his teeth with hatred after returning to your seat, you pull out your English textbook, stuff your school bag into the drawer, spread out your scratch pad, and begin to write out from memory the vocabulary words you memorized yesterday. In your peripheral vision, you notice Chin-Che standing up from his seat. Oh right, the plot from last time has undergone a change. Today should count as the male lead and female lead's epic, meeting the cliché drama of love at first sight. Sure enough, Chin-Che walks past you without looking sideways, a strong scent of Bulgari perfume drifting from behind him. He has clearly dressed up meticulously today. Not only did he spray perfume, but he even got his neat short hair specially styled. On his left chest pins a crystal maple leaf brooch, making his entire being look a bit more aristocratic. Unfortunately, such a mature temperament does not suit him at all. Just like a child secretly wearing adult clothes, looking quite awkward at this moment. Chin-Che stops his footsteps in front of Bai Ningbing's desk, holding his books tightly in both hands, looking entirely cramped and uneasy. Bai Ningbing keeps both hands in her pockets, one foot resting on the edge of the desk, narrowing her eyes as she raises that graceful, exquisite jaw and asks frostily, "Is there something?" Chin-Che's face instantly turns majorly red. Lowering his head with his eyelashes slightly downcast, he stammers out that, "I'm the newly arrived transfer student. My name is Chin-Che." Just as Bai Ningbing is about to impatiently shoo him away, she suddenly curls the corners of her mouth up again. "You are the young master the Qin family recently brought back. The guy who swapped identities with Shen Shen." Chin-Che instantly beams with joy, his fingertips trembling with excitement, and asks with extreme shyness, "You've heard of me?" Mr. Bai Ningbing gives a lazy reply, rarely showing a trace of patience. "What are you looking for me for?" Chin-Che hesitates bashfully for an instant, finally gathering his courage to thrust the books forward, looking like he is facing certain death, and opens his mouth. "I heard classmate Bai is very good at math. I want to ask classmate Bai to teach me how to solve problems." Just as his words fall, the entire classroom suddenly plummets into dead silence. All the students stare at Chin-Che, deep pity showing within their gazes. Yet another infatuated guy deluded by Sister Ning's appearance. You couldn't hold back and let out a pfft with a chuckle, only to hear Bai Ningbing ask, "Why don't you go look for Li Shun?" His grades are also very good. Qincha grips the hem of his clothes tightly, instantly realizing that he has said the wrong thing. But he is unwilling to fail just like this. Qincha's tone drops low, his eyelashes drooping slightly, making his entire being look both aggrieved and pitiful. Classmate Li is unwilling. He said we are not the same kind of people. I thought perhaps it's because I'm too stupid and can't learn anything well, so people find me annoying. Unlike classmate Li, who is smart on his own and even gets extra tutoring from famous teachers, which is why he can always be so outstanding. After finishing his words, his shoulders tremble slightly, choking back tears slightly, and his act of pretending to be strong makes people feel deeply for him. As his words fall, the air is filled with an oppressive sorrow that makes people feel deeply for him. As his words fall, the air is filled with an oppressive sorrow. He shakes his head and adds, "It's probably because I'm too stupid and can't learn anything well that I provoke people's dislike." Classmate Li is different. He's both smart and can get extra tutoring from famous teachers, which is why he is so outstanding. These words are like razor blades, slicing through the little warmth left inside the classroom. You look up at him, speechless emotions churning inside your heart. And this scene makes the girls instantly flare up with rage, their protective instincts exploding. Their gazes brush toward you in unison, memories flooding back into their minds. The past you was arrogant, cold, and absolutely insufferable. In their eyes, not only have you not improved now, but you have instead become increasingly malicious. They once felt a trace of appreciation when you sold your notes, thinking you had done some self-reflection, but at this moment, they feel it's hard for a leopard to change its spots. As for the person who picked the fight, you just happen to sit on the side with a cold face and an attitude as if it has nothing to do with you, which stings everyone. The girls can no longer contain themselves. Some people bully new classmates just because they have good grades. Do they have any shame? If you're not willing to teach, then just forget it. Yet you still have to be so sarcastic. You forgot that you are no longer a young master, didn't you? Their words smash toward classmate Chin like a rapid-fire cannon. Don't lose heart, classmate Chin. The fact that your grades can't match a certain someone for now is not your problem. It's just that you were poor before and couldn't afford cram schools. If we really compare who is superior and who is inferior, it's still hard to say. The big boss got piled on by everyone this time. Can you please act like a human being? Why is the transfer student so pitiful? He is not even willing to teach a single problem. Voices follow one after another, pushing the emotions to a climax like a rising tide. Qincha is in no hurry to argue back, but instead suppresses the blush caused by too much attention, saying sincerely, "Thank you everyone for standing up for me. I'm fine. Actually, I think a certain someone didn't mean to do it. I hope you won't misunderstand him because of me, or he will be sad." These words are like a breeze sweeping over the water's surface. The girls are once again touched by his kindness and generosity, turning their heads one after another, a breeze sweeping over the water's surface. The girls are once again touched by his kindness and generosity, turning their heads one after another to cast accusatory glares at you. Look at him, the real young master truly has a great temperament. As for you, even if your grades are excellent, you should learn some manners right. Your anger begins to build up, but the inner you is almost laughing out loud. As expected of a power fantasy novel male lead, if he doesn't find someone to slap in the face, how can the plot progress? And what about you? You have miserably become the stepping stone to move the story forward. Just as you are complaining internally, a sharp noise suddenly echoes in the classroom as a desk rubs violently against the floor, piercing everyone's eardrums. It instantly grabs everyone's attention. The discussions stop abruptly, and all eyes flood toward the source of the sound. You see your long leg plant a foot on the desk, and your foot immediately pushes off hard. The movement is agile, and crisp, dragging an entire row of desks to shift along with it. The coldness between your brows is fully revealed, the hint of a smile in your eyes having long since vanished, and a gloomy rage surfaces on your face. The girls who were smug just a moment ago now look as if their hearts were struck by lightning, falling silent as they instinctively sense the big boss is truly enraged. Qincha originally thought he held all the advantages, and at this moment, he secretly rejoices. He is so angry he must have heard that I like him, right? If he takes the initiative to defend me, then this time is absolutely a massive success. With secret delight in his heart, he takes steps forward, wanting Bai Ningbing to see his face clearly. But he doesn't realize that your rage has already built up to the brink of explosion. Qincha puts on a bright smile, his tone exceptionally soft. "Classmate Bai, don't be angry anymore. Classmate Li might have his reasons. He probably didn't target me on purpose." Just as his words fall, Bai Ningbing's gaze turns cold as winter. Opening her thin lips slightly, she spits out two words, "Get lost." The atmosphere in the classroom freezes instantly. Although Bai Ningbing has always been cold and detached, never showing a warm face to guys, being this directly blunt and harsh like today is a first. Qincha freezes on the spot, his body trembling. He takes a step back subconsciously, his face deathly pale. But it is a first. Qincha freezes on the spot, his body trembling. He takes a step back subconsciously, his face deathly pale. He never expected that she would actually snap at him like this. He timidly raises his eyes to look at Bai Ningbing's freezing cold eyes. That gaze is like a freezing pool, completely freezing him solid. He tries hard to curl the corners of his mouth, wanting to pretend like it's no big deal, but his smile is awkward and stiff. If classmate Bai is unwilling to help, then just forget it. I don't want to cause you trouble. Bai Ningbing, however, suddenly laughs, but that smile is like a blade, sharp, cold, and piercing to the bone. Since you don't want to cause me trouble, then don't run over in front of me. Also, the perfume scent on you is truly repulsive. It makes me want to throw up. The classroom falls into absolute silence. Standing on the side, you almost lose your composure and burst out laughing on the spot. Qinche freezes on the spot, the rims of his eyes turning red. He raises his hand and sniffs the fresh citrus scent radiating from his body, his mind full of questions. What's going on? He clearly researched that this was her preferred brand and had even gifted it to her mother. Now she actually says it's repulsive. Seeing that Qinche is on the verge of a breakdown, a background character on the side who has a secret crush on Bai Ningbing finally speaks up against the powerful aura. Sister Bai, isn't this going a bit too far? Classmate Qin didn't provoke or offend you, and no matter what, he is still a boy. Bai Ningbing's phoenix eyes narrow slightly as a cold light shoots straight over, her tone calm yet leaking intense pressure. Fine then. I hope that whenever you get good grades in the future, everyone says it's just because you were born smart and had famous teachers tutoring you, having absolutely nothing to do with your own hard work. Would you not feel aggrieved? The background character gets completely tongue-tied by her response, his face flushing red as he completely loses the courage to strike back. The atmosphere on the scene suddenly becomes subtle. The protective squad of girls can no longer sing their high tunes of unity, with Bai Ningbing laying it out so clearly. They carefully reflect on Qinche's words. It really did carry an awkward, uncomfortable flavor. Only when it was pointed out did that sense of violation finally become a consensus. In an instant, all the gazes looking at Qinche quietly shift their flavor. Even the girls who were desperate to protect him just now show expressions of rising regret, as if realizing they fell for a certain act of playing pitiful. Qinche's face is completely red, his eyes sweeping across the room in confusion. Finally, his eyes land back on Bai Ningbing, naturally holding on to anticipation. However, Bai Ningbing withdraws her long leg from the desk expressionlessly, then turns around and leaves without a hint of attachment. Right at this moment, Shen Zhijie's figure suddenly rushes in front of Qinche, interrogating him through gritted teeth. Sister Ning went through so much trouble to finally come to a class, yet look at you, you ruined her entire mood. Are you satisfied now? Qinche opens his mouth, unable to utter a single word. Shen Zhijie fiercely throws down a final remark, then chases after Bai Ningbing and runs out. The second class bell rings, and the atmosphere inside the classroom is oppressive and uneasy. Qinche keeps his head down, looking like a child who did something wrong, as he slowly walks back to his seat holding his books. When he walks past your side, his footsteps pause for a brief moment, hesitatingly turning his head to look at you. The corners of your mouth curl up slightly, your eyes filled with completely undisguised sarcasm. This is exactly what is called lifting a stone only to drop it on one's own feet. Looking at him, you almost laugh out loud in your heart. As expected of a power fantasy novel male lead, he just can't survive without screen time. Qinche bites his lip, giving you a fierce glare, before turning his head to continue walking forward. Before long, the humorous and witty physics teacher steps into the classroom, bringing along a trace of a relaxed feeling. Just as everyone is gradually entering the study zone, Bai Ningbing unexpectedly pushes open the door and enters once again, with Shen Zhijie following closely behind her every single step. She slowly returns to her seat, a lazy expression hanging on her face, looking as if she timed her return perfectly. Shen Zhijie appears a bit downcast, looking as if he lost his soul after sitting down. When he chased her out just now, he thought Bai Ningbing was disgusted and wanted to leave. But as a result, he chased her all the way to the restroom. Bai Ningbing was currently washing her hands. Catching him in her peripheral vision, her movements pause, and she then shakes the water off her hands, raising her brows nonchalantly. I really didn't expect that classmate Shen actually has a special hobby of being interested in watching people wash their hands. At that moment, Shen Zhijie's face burns a bright red, so ashamed that he almost wants to crawl into a hole. The physics class begins, and the teacher hands out the test papers from last week's quiz. With a high score of 96, you firmly secure the top spot, while Bai Ningbing, due to her absence, ends up at the very bottom with 0 points, leaving no suspense. When the teacher's words of praise for you echo out, the classroom instantly boils over. Everyone suddenly realizes that hard work aside, IQ really isn't something you can get just by depending on your parents. The male students look at their own papers, their faces flushing red all of a sudden. Those who can study at Ying High don't lack money at home. They are loaded with a bunch of famous teachers tutoring them. Yet, there are barely any with exceptional talent like you. Sitting to your right, Qinche is on pins and needles, the gazes casting from all directions like sharp claws, enveloping him in an invisible shadow. He clenches his fist tightly, his fingertips almost digging into his palms. His fingertips are almost digging into his palms. His face is a mix of shame, anger, unwillingness, and embarrassment. Even though he didn't take this test, those looks make it seem as if he committed some huge mistake. Chin-che, the physics teacher, calls his name, and he instantly freezes. His dim gaze trembles slightly, and he stands up slowly and reluctantly, looking completely timid and ill at ease. The teacher's tone is warm and concerned. Classmate Chin-che, how was your physics study at your previous school? This was supposed to be a normal greeting, but it causes Chin-che's face to turn from red to pale. His eyes dart around randomly, and he is completely at a loss. The surrounding gazes, either sneering or watching, prick him like needles. But gathering courage from out of nowhere, he suddenly raises his head, revealing a somewhat mocking smile. Teacher, back at my previous school, I always ranked first in the whole school in physics. Back at my previous school, I always ranked first in the whole school in physics. The whole class freezes for a moment, then suddenly gasps. Just now, he went to beg someone to teach him. And now he jumps out to say he's first in the school. His math is so poor, yet his physics can be powerful to this extent. You can't help but laugh out loud. First in the school, if you remember correctly, Chin-che, this hidden physics god, only got 19 points on a certain physics paper, right? 19 points can count as first in the school. Just as you are thinking about this from the back row of the classroom, a powerful, pleasant, yet freezing cold voice suddenly echoes. Since you're first in physics in the school, then can you tell us, at the highest and lowest points of a roller coaster's turn, what their respective centripetal forces are? The air instantly freezes, and Chin-che's figure looks as if it has been locked in place, as if a heavy hammer blow has knocked the soul right out of him. The one who spoke, Bai Ningbing, slowly stands up, carrying a powerful aura within her elegant posture, not a trace of emotion visible on her cold and beautiful face. Since classmate Chin-che's physics level is so outstanding, surely you wouldn't fail to understand such a simple question, right? Even classmate Li Shen can answer this correctly off the top of his head. Your gaze unexpectedly clashes with Bai Ningbing's, and your heart is filled with complete helplessness. What does this have to do with me? But turning your head back around to glance at Chin-che's face, which is on the verge of a breakdown, you can't help but break into a cold sweat for him. Clearly, the rhythm between these two has completely broken away from the main plotline. According to the original novel, shouldn't they have fallen in love at first sight and developed feelings for each other? But in reality, how did it evolve into a fierce, frenemy conflict of love and hate? This plot is changing way too fast. As you stare at these two, why does it feel like they are completely locked in a bitter feud? Did they get the wrong script? Switching directly from the slow burn romance channel straight to a love-hate rivalry. This plot twist is way too exciting. You can clearly feel that. A kid Chin-che has already lost his footing and can only desperately try to save face for himself. He hurriedly defends himself. I haven't lost my footing, and can only desperately try to save face for himself. He hurriedly defends himself. I haven't done this before. Then he adds, besides the textbooks at my old school are completely different from those at Ying High. I haven't even come across many of the knowledge points yet. The corner of Bai Ningbing's lips curls into a faint sneer. Chin-che holds onto his last shred of dignity, stubbornly snapping back. But I believe that with my learning ability, I will catch up with the progress very soon, when the next physics test comes. Classmate Bai, just you wait and see. Bai Ningbing raises her brow faintly. The physics teacher spots the right moment and speaks up to encourage him. Classmate Chin-che, having this kind of determination is quite excellent. You must double your efforts in the future. Chin-che nods his head heavily, looking solemn. Thank you for the encouragement, teacher. Instantly, the way the whole class looks at him changes, wondering, hey, if he really is a hidden physics genius, then those harsh words he threw at Li Shen earlier don't seem quite as grating anymore. Maybe. Li Shen really relies on famous teachers doing one-on-one tutoring to barely stay ahead of him. The heavy stone in Chin-che's heart finally drops to the ground. No matter what method he has to use, by the next physics test, he must trample Li Shen under his feet. As for you, sensing the subtle looks the classmates are throwing at him, you only find it hilarious in your heart. Won't everything be crystal clear by the next test anyway? If he really has the ability to make rapid progress in such a short period of time and directly surpass you, then that's his own capability. What does that have to do with you? Could it be that if Chin-che ranks first, you will directly plummet to dead last? That is simply an absolute fantasy. You calmly prepare to welcome the second period, which is the Chinese class taught by the homeroom teacher. Before the class bell rings, the homeroom teacher deliberately clears his throat and announces a major event. After this monthly exam, our class will rearrange the seating to prevent certain students from secretly playing on their phones during class and affecting others. The rules for seating this time will be based on total scores. The first and second place will share a desk, phones affecting others. The rules for seating this time will be based on total scores. The first and second place will share a desk, the third and fourth place will share a desk, and so on. I hope all students will put in some effort. Just as his words fall, the entire class instantly boils over. Your face changes color all of a sudden, and you can no longer remain calm. Doesn't this mean that you are about to become desk partners with Bai Ningbing? The homeroom teacher even gives a special reminder. Classmate Bai Ningbing, the monthly exam is the day after tomorrow. I hope you won't be absent. From behind you comes a crisp, pleasant, and smile-tinged voice. Okay, you instantly feel your back burning hot. Forcing this cannon fodder script onto me. System, you're really something. The moment the school dismissal bell rings, Shen Zhijie almost greases his soles and slides away, flying right in front of you, aggressively declaring war on you. Just you wait. I will definitely rank second in the whole class, and sit together with Sister Ningbing. You silently complain in your heart, then you'd better put in some real effort. As for these top 2 spots, whoever wants them can have them. Yours truly is opting out. Right now, you only want to stay as far away from that Bai Ningbing as possible. Just as you are thinking this, you hear someone behind you buzzing around Chincha. Classmate Chincha, you really are a hidden physics genius. When the monthly exam results come out, if the 2 of us really end up sitting together, can you let me copy your homework? Chincha forces the corners of his mouth up with all his might, trying to maintain the smile on his face, asking back in an almost naive tone, does the monthly exam include physics too? Of course it does. The monthly exam is a comprehensive multi-subject joint exam across the entire grade. Moreover, everyone's seating is completely randomized. We might all be assigned to other classes to take the exam. Kanchio's brain goes buzz, feeling a bit dazed. He had originally calculated that as soon as he got home, he'd have the Chin family hire the best tutors for him for a hellish cramming session. As long as he was willing to put in the effort, a fake first place could counterattack into a real first place. Who could have thought it would happen so soon? But he still forces out a trace of a smile that looks uglier than crying, waving his hand while pretending to be generous. If the 2 of us are truly fated to be together, I will definitely help you. The classmate who came to ask for help instantly beams with joy, happily running off to share this good news with everyone else. You withdraw your gaze from Chinche's stiff face, turning back toward Shen Zhijie, who is still standing on the spot, and speak calmly. You've targeted the wrong opponent. He is your real formidable rival. Hearing this, Shen Zhijie turns his head to look, his attention instantly diverted over there, muttering to himself, right. How could I forget about him? Using schemes to pester Sister Ningbing on the second day of school. I'm going to go deal with him. Saying this, he walks toward Chincha with an aggressive momentum. You finally get a moment of peace, only then packing up your school bag without any rush. Right at this moment, a ruler on your desktop is suddenly pressed down by a hand. The fingertips of the hand pressing the ruler are slender, the knuckles well-defined, radiating a texture like cold jade. Following this hand, your gaze slowly travels all the way up, finally locking onto an outrageously beautiful face. Bai Ningbing is currently staring at you with a beaming smile, speaking in a tone that brooks no refusal. Model student, I'm taking you home. Expressionless, you spit out 2 words, no need. Bai Ningbing, however, acts as if nothing is wrong, speaking unhurriedly. You won't intentionally throw the game on this exam, right? Very good, hitting the nail right on the head. Your inner thoughts are precisely pierced through by her, leaving you not knowing how to respond for a moment. Thus, you selectively bypass this topic, your tone cold enough to drop ice shards. How I perform on the exam seems to have nothing to do with you. The thin lips of Bai Ningbing curl up into a slight arc, a hint of slyness leaking from her eyes. But you also know, our Ying Hai has always let strength do the talking. The results of every monthly exam will be directly linked to the assessment of various bonuses, such as that excellence scholarship and the poverty assistance fund that has been established for many years. Or something. Your face instantly darkens. Bai Ningbing blinks her eyes innocently, that black-bellied look of hers simply begging for a beating. She adds unhurriedly, keep it up. Classmate Li Shun, I have high hopes for you. Your gaze instantly turns into sharp blades. Fine then. Don't you regret it. In the blink of an eye, Monday arrives, and the monthly exam comes as scheduled. You are assigned to take the exam in your own classroom. Also, in this exam hall is Bai Ningbing. What is even more infuriating is that who knows if God is intentionally going against you. Bai Ningbing's seat is actually right next to yours. Behind you is the tiger-like glaring Shen Zhijie, and next to you is Bai Ningbing with her smile hiding a knife. It is simply a wolf in front and a tiger behind. You feel your heart is so tired. However, that bad student, with a face full of excitement, runs over from the back row of the classroom right in front of you, shouting excitedly, Shenjie, the 2 of us are in the same exam hall. As long as I can rank 19th this time, I will be able to sit next to you in the future. Your face is full of confusion. What on earth? How come I didn't know about this rule? The bad student quickly explains, I asked the teacher. The seating arrangement of our class goes vertically, not horizontally. There are 9 seats in one vertical column, meaning 18 people. If I rank 19th, won't I happen to sit right next to you? You raise your eyelids and ask him unhurriedly. Then did the teacher tell you whether the first place sits in that corner against the wall, or in that center spot by the aisle, the bad student giggles, scratching the back of his head and showing a mouth full of big white teeth against the wall. He then adds, but isn't Bai Ningbing also taking the test? With her around Shen Zhijie, you can probably only get second this time. You really want to reply to him, well, thank you so much. Just as Shen Zhijie steps a foot into the classroom, he happens to hear this exact sentence, instantly sneering out loud. Even he happens to hear this exact sentence, instantly sneering out loud. Even he wants to take second place. The bad student instantly wimps out, shrinking his neck, not daring to talk back to him, for fear of getting a beating. You only hear Shen Zhijie lift his chin provocatively, throwing words at you, do you dare to compete with me? If you can take second place in this monthly exam, I, Shen Zhijie, will write my name backward. Your red lips curl up slightly, finding it a bit hilarious, as you look up at him lazily. But what I want to take is first place. Shen Zhijie looks as if he has heard the biggest joke in the world. What kind of daydream are you having? Your grades are usually decent, but you only rank third or fourth. And you can't even secure second place stably. You were originally too lazy to argue with him, but on second thought, you feel it's necessary to teach him a lesson, and that is a man can never say he can't do it. Then what if I actually take first place? Shen Zhijie blurts out, I will never compete with you over Bai Ningbing again. Fine, then, although you have absolutely no interest in chasing or simping for Bai Ningbing, this bet sounds pretty exciting. You accept it. You nod your head readily, locking your eyes onto him. Then you'd better remember the words you just said. Shen Zhijie snorts heavily, turning his head to leave, and plops right back down into his seat, baring his head to start preparing, calculating in his heart to show you what he's got. The exam bell suddenly rings out. Only now does Bai Ningbing arrive fashionably late, those long legs stepping into the classroom unhurriedly, the completely ordinary school uniform on her body, stubbornly worn by her with a haute couture vibe. When passing by your side, she even glances at you with a smile. Only then does she casually take her seat. Immediately following, the invigilating teacher also walks into the exam hall, holding the papers. After finishing the exams, your entire being feels as if all your energy has been drained, leaving you a bit exhausted. After all, it has been too long since you experienced this kind of high-intensity, long-duration written test. Taking so many subjects in a row, you still feel it's a bit of a struggle, and even your fingertips holding the pen ache faintly. The bad student also rushes in front of you in a desperate hurry to check the answers. As soon as the bad student hears the answers, the bad student also rushes in front of you in a desperate hurry to check the answers. As soon as the bad student hears the answers, his entire being looks as if a 1,000-pound burden has been lifted, so happy that he almost takes off on the spot, slapping his thigh and shouting, thanks to those notes you sold me, it's a safe bet this time. I can definitely jump up 2 places. You twitch the corners of your mouth, revealing a faint smile. Is that so? Then congratulations to you. The bad student instantly changes to a pleading expression, putting his hands together. Shen Zhijie, if you have notes in the future, remember to sell them to me again. The questions you wrote down are just too godly. Several of them were the exact original questions. You really couldn't hold back, and casually asked a question. By the way, what did you say your name was? The endlessly chattering bad student's expression instantly freezes on his face, looking as if he was struck right on the head by a bolt from the blue, his mouth opening wide enough to stuff an egg inside. Only after a long while does he find his voice, Jihaoran. Once he completely processes what happened, he immediately protests with dissatisfaction, Shen Zhijie, you are being way too excessive. We are in the same class after all. Yet you actually don't even know what my name is. You say a slightly apologetic sorry, your peripheral vision casually glancing over, just happening to see Qinqiu wandering out from the classroom next door, looking completely soul-shattered and miserable. Not until he raises his head and sees you does a trace of light reignite inside those eyes. He strides over to you, pretending to be calm, and forces out a smile. I might have done quite well on physics this time. Without even raising your eyelids, you nonchalantly throw out a line, you cheated. Qinqiu instantly looks like a cat whose tail was stepped on, the fur all over his body exploding, giving you a fierce glare. He drops a line, you're the one who cheated. Then he bypasses you and rushes into the classroom. This reaction is definitely a solid confirmation of a guilty conscience. There's no way you'd believe him. In the original novel, that guy who went through the double tutoring of the female lead and famous teachers and spent a whole half a year just to pull his grades up, could he break through his limitations within a single day? To be this confident, half a year just to pull his grades up. Could he break through his limitations within a single day? To be this confident that he would do well on his physics test, other than cheating, you really cannot think of a second possibility. You just don't know what kind of shady trick he used to actually pull the wool over everyone's eyes, dodging the teachers. And Ying Hai's searchlight-like exam invigilation, 3 days after classes resumed, the exam results come out, with teachers of each subject taking turns to announce them. During the first period, the English teacher walks into the classroom holding the test papers, her face beaming with joy. Our class showed obvious overall progress in this exam, especially classmate Li Shun. Classmate Li Shun got 150 points in English. Classmate Bai Ningbing got 149 points, opening up a full 10-point gap. With the class's third-place finisher classmate Shen Zhijie. Shen Zhijie got 139 points. Let's applaud these three students. Just as her words fall, the classroom boils over. Holy crap. A perfect score in English. What kind of deity is this? Everyone's gazes brush over in unison, their eyes filled with absolute shock. Bai Ningbing, this undefeated miracle who occupied the top spot for years, has finally been beaten, even if it's just for a single subject. In Bai Ningbing's eyes, however, a glimmer of appreciation flashes, the corners of her mouth curling up with pleasure. You calmly take your test paper, glancing at the 0.5 points deducted from your essay. In fact, your actual score was 149.5, and it was rounded up to count as a perfect score, meaning you won by a narrow margin of just 0.5 points, over Bai Ningbing's 149 points. Behind them is Shen Zhijie with 120 points, and Qin Che with 45 points. Going up to the podium to collect his paper, Qin Che's face is deathly pale, his body swaying. The disdainful looks casting from around him pierce his heart like knives, his fingernails digging deeply into his palms. By the third period of biology class, the teacher walks into the classroom holding the papers. This time you are finally not first, but you still strongly occupy second place by a mere 1 point difference. Shen Zhijie is a full 3 points lower than you. By the subsequent Chinese and math classes, everyone has already gone numb. It's either you taking first or Bai Ningbing taking second. The two of us chase each other closely, leaving a massive score gap between us and everyone else. The others can only look up in awe. During the last period in the afternoon physics class, Qin Che, who had been keeping his head down with a dropped face, suddenly brightens up, his eyes shining slightly. Some students can't wait for the physics teacher to speak. Directly joking, teacher, stop with the build-up. Just say it directly. Is the first place Li Shun or Bai Ningbing? Let us know who the final champion really is. The physics teacher shakes his head with a smile. Neither. The first place in physics this time is the newly transferred classmate Qin Che. Qin Che. Congratulations on taking the first place in physics across the whole school with a perfect score of 100 points. You really didn't disappoint the teacher. The classroom instantly becomes completely silent. Everyone's jaws drop in shock. No way. He actually really took first place. He clearly only got 40-something points in English, and his chemistry was just in the single digit. The shocking atmosphere in the classroom is instantly overtaken by sounds of doubt. Qin Che slowly stands up, a proper smile hanging on the corners of his mouth. Thank you, teacher. I will continue to work hard. The students below instantly boil over. This is impossible, right? Who has ever seen someone so heavily biased toward one subject? Chinese, math, English, chemistry, and biology completely wiped out, yet relying solely on a perfect score in physics. No matter how you look at it, it seems like he tampered with things just to cover up his lie. Just as everyone is discussing animatedly, Shen Zhijie suddenly stands up, pointing at you and shouting loudly, "Teacher, I want to report Li Shun. He definitely cheated." The gazes that were originally questioning Qin Che instantly all shift toward you. The teacher, who is known for his strictness and heavily loathes cheating, darkens his face. What's going on? Shen Zhijie grits his teeth. No matter how good Li Shun's grades were before he could only rank third, how is it possible that in just a few short days, it's like he took a smart pill, ranking first or second in every single subject? If I didn't guess wrong, he must have scored high in physics too, right? The physics teacher's brows locked tightly. Yes, Li Shun got 98 points, tying for second place with classmate Bai Ningbing. Shen Zhijie tying for second place. Shen Zhijie instantly turns toward you. Fire spitting from his eyes, Li Shun speak the truth. With fire burning in her eyes, Li Shun says, "Tell the truth, Li Shun. What kind of despicable means did you use to deceive the invigilating teachers and the exam hall cameras?" This absurd accusation makes you unable to help but laugh, sitting quietly in the classroom. Blame just comes flying out of nowhere. Could it be that this is your preordained fate to shield the male lead from trouble? You stand up unhurriedly, your voice calm. "I didn't cheat." Shen Zhijie doesn't believe it at all, striding right in front of you to rummage through your desk drawer, frantically looking for the so-called evidence. After finding absolutely nothing, he grabs your school bag again and flips it inside out. With a clatter, stationery scatters all over the floor. You grab his wrist in one swift motion, your voice turning cold. "Accept the loss if you make a bet. Know when to stop. No cheating means no cheating. Even if you flip the whole world upside down, you won't find any evidence." Shen Zhijie, however, acts as if he has caught a life-saving straw, flinging your hand away. "You're feeling guilty, aren't you? Is it hidden in your phone? Even the onlookers can no longer stand to watch this." The bad student in the class can't help but chime in. During the monthly exam, all phones must be handed over. Li Shun couldn't have brought one into the exam hall. Shen Zhijie counters without a second thought. Then he definitely has a backup phone. In short, it's absolutely impossible for him to suddenly become this smart, to the point that even Bai Ningbing can't beat him in an exam. You are completely amused by this, your tone mixing sarcasm with pity. Classmate Shen Zhijie, just because you can't achieve something yourself doesn't mean others can't do it either. I don't blame you for having this kind of mindset, but you view Bai Ningbing as a deity and declare her number one under heaven. Have you ever asked your own parents whether they admit their own genes are inferior to those of Bai Ningbing's parents? You press forward step by step. Why can't anyone in this world surpass Bai Ningbing? Rankings are meant to be broken. No matter how hard the paper is, there is a maximum limit of a perfect score. No matter how formidable Bai Ningbing is, she is just a normal human. Maintaining the first place requires immense effort. If you truly think she is a genius, who can skip classes, fight, and not study every day yet casually? Who can skip classes, fight, and not study every day yet casually? Flip through a book and still get first place. Then I don't blame you for lacking the courage to fight for the top spot. But I am different from you. I have no opponents and no limits. Surpassing Bai Ningbing is nothing much to me. As long as I haven't scored a perfect mark in a subject and still have wrong answers every time, I will never be satisfied. I want to achieve even better grades. The genius in your eyes is not insurmountable to me. This exam relied entirely on my own strength. Not only this time, but next time I will also work hard to achieve my goal. If you have an issue with me and think my grades are fake, please go look for evidence after class. Right now, this is the teacher's classroom. It is not your place to run wild. You turn to the physics teacher, your gaze respectful teacher. Please continue. The anger in the physics teacher's eyes has long since dissipated, replaced by a gaze of appreciation. Excellent. Classmate Li Shen's learning mindset is very good. You must continue to maintain it. The teacher believes you didn't cheat. Shen Zhijie is left completely speechless, as if his worldview of over a decade has instantly collapsed, leaving him completely dazed and out of it. Only after a long while does he squeeze out a sorry before fleeing in panic. The classmates in the classroom stare at you as if your entire body is glowing with light. In the back row, a certain someone spins her pen, a bright smile flashing deep in her eyes, faintly mixed with the excitement of a hunter discovering their prey. The storm comes quickly and goes just as fast, and classroom order is soon restored to normal. At this moment, no one even remembers that Chin Che ranked first in the whole class. He stands frozen on the spot, completely motionless, that bright smile on his face having long since vanished into thin air. Not until the physics teacher reminds him, "Classmate Chin Che, come over to collect your test paper. We are going to go over the paper next." Only then does Chin Che pinch himself hard, using the pain to maintain his surface composure as he walks up to the podium. Receiving that 100-point test paper obtained through cheating, he only finds it extremely glaring to the eye. Why is it that when others take first place, it can attract everyone's attention? With envy and extremely glaring to the eye, why is it that when others take first place, it can attract everyone's attention? With envy and admiration flying together, yet when it's his turn, only doubt and oblivion are left. Why is it so unfair? Clearly, he is the real young master of the Qin family. Li Shen stole over 10 years of his life, so why is he himself still facing constant setbacks? While Li Shen has smooth sailing, gaining the attention of the whole room at will. No way. He refuses to accept this. Qin Che unconsciously crinkles the test paper with force, but suddenly thinking of something, he reveals a smile again. After school, you pack up your school bag and prepare to leave. Today you still have to go to number 1 high school to wait for Yun Jie and Yu Lin. Zhang Yu has a face full of worship. Shen Jie, you are just too fierce. How did you end up sitting in that position against the wall? Date. I went through so much trouble to finally rank 19th. But as a result, I have to sit next to the big demon king Bai Ningbing. This is simply too miserable. You give a faint laugh. It's because you underestimated me too much. You should have worked hard to rank 3rd. That way you could have sat right behind me. Zhang Yu doesn't even dare to dream of it. Mid-sentence, he immediately changes his words. Okay. Shen Ge, I will work hard next time and definitely strive to sit behind you. Just like you said in class, how big your heart is how big the stage will be. A student cannot say they can't do it. You pack up your school bag and leave the school, buying ice cream and small snacks as usual, and passing through that same alley as usual. The difference is, next to a utility pole today, there is an extra figure. The setting sun pours its golden rays over her body, casting a long, slender, and upright silhouette onto the ground. With one leg casually leaning against the utility pole, her entire being radiates a lazy and casual aura. Those gem-like eyes cast their gaze towards you, the depths of her eyes filled with a dazzling smile, her voice carrying a hint of teasing. Model student, why are you being so slow today? You freeze your steps, maintaining a just right distance from her. You look straight at her, expressionless. Something the matter. Bai Ningbing shoves her hands into her pants pockets, pushing her body up from the utility pole, the corners of her lips slightly raised. Are you really not considering becoming sworn brothers with me? You coldly shoot back, motionless, pushing her body up from the utility pole. The corners of her lips slightly raised. Are you really not considering becoming sworn brothers with me? You coldly shoot back. I suggest you go to the hospital to get your brain checked. Asking a guy to become sworn brothers with you, I'll give it to you for actually coming up with that. Bai Ningbing raises an eyebrow. Do you think I'm just a normal guy? The kind who catches bats with bare hands and fights 10 guys at once. Without changing your expression, I am. Bai Ningbing's smile deepens. I can apologize for my previous bad behavior, so please reconsider it carefully. You say without any hesitation, there's nothing to consider. If I were just an ordinary cannon fodder, I definitely would have lunged forward to carry your leverage long ago. But unfortunately, I'm not. I am a vicious male supporting character. Too lazy to continue tangling with her, you keep moving forward without saying a word, intending to bypass her and head straight for number 1 high school. However, just as you walk past the utility pole, your arm is suddenly grabbed tightly, and a fresh sea salt scent instantly surrounds you. The young girl's burning hot palm, its temperature piercing through your thin uniform shirt, makes your skin turn hot and flush red. A stunningly beautiful face gradually enlarges before your eyes. Even though you clearly have the ability to push her away, you look as if you've been hit by a binding spell. It's that damn novel law at work again. As Bai Ningbing's face gets closer and closer, sweat breaks out on your forehead from tension, while a strong wave of resistance surges inside your heart, heavily loathing this feeling of being controlled. However, right at the moment when the bridge of her high nose is almost about to touch yours, she suddenly stops her movements. She looks askance at you, tiny specks of light dancing inside her pitch-black eyes, her Adam's apple gently bobbing as she spits out helpless yet pleasure-tinged words from her mouth. Do you really have to be this difficult to deal with? Your hanging heart finally drops to the ground as you secretly let out a sigh of relief. Immediately meeting her gaze, you stare back without backing down in the slightest. Having lived for so many years, this is the first time you've been flirted with by a young girl, and you were almost forced into a kiss. It really is an eye-opener. You suddenly find this situation absurd and hilarious. Tilting your head, the corners of your lips curl up. Only now do I understand that some people used to ignore me. But now I am someone they can't even dream of reaching. Bai Ningbing raises an eyebrow playfully. So, are you blaming me for being too cold to you in the past? My handsome fiancé? You raise your hand and extend a single finger, pressing it right against the middle of her forehead, forcefully pushing her face away. Clapping your hands, you say, do I need to remind you? Your fiancé is the young master of the Qin family, while I am just a fake. My surname is now Li. Qin is your little puppy. Little puppy? Bai Ningbing looks as if she has discovered an interesting new term. After chewing on it carefully, the corners of her lips curl up. I still think you smell much sweeter. You don't have that pretentious scent of perfume. From head to toe, even a single strand of your hair radiates a fresh mint aroma. If it weren't for years of upbringing and self-control holding me back, when I saw your vivid and cute earlobe just now, I almost couldn't control myself and wanted to bite right into it. Fortunately, you have absolutely no idea what kind of images are playing inside her mind. Your gaze turning slightly cold, you give a light snort. You probably haven't heard of that old saying, a good horse doesn't turn back to eat old grass. Bai Ningbing ponders for a brief moment, her posture lazy and casual as humans. There will always be choices that lead to regret. If it's wrong, then fix it. This was never something to be ashamed of in the first place. Anger surges inside your heart, making you just want to curse her as a shameless female rogue, with no other thoughts remaining. Seeing your huffy expression, Bai Ningbing laughs in a low voice, then takes a step back. Sorry, I shouldn't have teased you. If you are unwilling, I will absolutely not force you. What happened just now can just count as a greeting to my new desk partner. You can't help but give her a fierce glare. Who on earth greets someone without any boundaries like this? This is simply harassment of yours, okay? Fortunately, Bai Ningbing doesn't persist in tangling with you anymore, and soon disappears around the street corner. You withdraw your gaze, frowning slightly, and turn to walk toward number 1 high school. Number 1 high dismissed early today. Just as you arrive at the school gate, you see Li Xin and Li Yu walking out, surrounded by a group of female classmates. You instantly perk up with a brilliant smile. Instantly perking up with a brilliant smile. Second sister. Fourth sister. Li Xin and Li Yu look up at the same time, and seeing you standing not far away, their expressions instantly tighten. Immediately following, the surrounding female classmates let out a wave of surprised gasps. You have a slender build, well-defined facial features, and a handsome face, making you the perfect template of a handsome guy. Li Yu strides over, saying huffily, didn't we agree that you'd do homework at number 2 high for a bit? And wait for us to pick you up. You blink your eyes, playfully saying, the homework was already settled during the 10-minute break, so I just came straight over. A female classmate nudges Li Xin with her elbow, excitedly looking like she has scored a perfect mark. Both envious and heartbeat skipping Li Xin. Is this your younger brother? Oh my god, your younger brother is way too handsome. Li Xin presses her thin lips together, not paying attention to them. You walk up to Li Xin, looking up at her, and softly call out again, second sister. then turn to the classmates beside her, a charming smile hooking on the corners of your mouth. As you wave your hand, hello there, my name is Li Shen, and I am Li Xin and Li Yu's younger brother. The female classmates instantly become restless, quietly rubbing their palms together and eager to try, little brother Li Shen, can we add each other on WeChat? Before her words can even fall, Li Xin's broad palm covers your face directly and twists you around toward another direction in one go, her voice ice cold, let's go. You are left completely bewildered by this sudden action of hers, repeatedly crying out in complaint, ouch, hey! Second sister, you're covering my eyes. The female classmates can't help but complain. The protective desire of these two sisters is simply becoming more ridiculous than the other. You can only follow Li Xin and Li Yu onto the bus, unable to figure out why your two sisters are angry at the same time. Guarded in the corner by the two of them, with no handrails around you, you have no choice but to lightly tug on Li Xin's hem. Pondering for a moment, you turn to ask Li Yu, fourth sister, is your relationship with your classmates not very good? Not good, Li Yu answers cleanly and crisply. So the problem lies right here. Understanding the situation completely, you don't ask any further. But since the problem lies right here, understanding the situation completely, you don't ask any further, all the way back home, little sister Li has already returned ahead of you, leaning on the living room dining table and writing furiously. Hearing the sound of the door opening, those bright eyes of hers, which look like black grapes, instantly light up. With a leap, she jumps down from the high chair where her toes couldn't touch the ground. Seeing the snacks you are holding in your hand, she immediately cheers and lunges over, tightly hugging your thigh. You bend down to rub her little head and hand the snacks over to her. Little sister Li can't wait to tear open the packaging. Li Yu casually throws her school bag onto the sofa and says without turning her head, I'm going to take a shower. Just as Li Xin prepares to enter her room, little sister Li behind her suddenly speaks stutteringly. By the way, little Shen Zhijie, there were several phone calls looking for you just now. Watching her puff up both cheeks like a little hamster and sucking on her chubby little finger, your eyes involuntarily soften up. Who called? They didn't say their names. They just wanted you to call them back after you returned. I got it. The Li family's conditions are not good. They can't afford to equip everyone with a phone, so there is only an old-fashioned landline at home. This landline hasn't been cleaned in a long time, with thick dust accumulated on the number dial, yet the body of the machine has been rubbed smooth and round, and even the paintwork is completely intact. You pick up the phone and press the call history button. The string at the very top, a long sequence of numbers, instantly catches your eye. It turns out to be the Qin family's number. You are stunned, and suddenly hear the sound of footsteps behind you. Turning your head around to look, Li Xin is standing right behind you. She keeps her eyes lowered, her expression hard to read, but her entire being is shrouded in a dense, gloomy aura. You instantly read her thoughts. She is thinking that she must be hoping that this call was made by Qin. Unfortunately, this is almost impossible. You compose yourself and dial the number. The call goes through very quickly. Li Xin reaches out her hand and presses the speakerphone button on the landline. You speak softly into the microphone, hello? Pressing the speakerphone button on the landline, you speak softly into the microphone, hello. There is a silence of 3 seconds on the other end of the line. And then, like a volcanic eruption, a piercing scream bursts forth. The decibel level so high it's about to blow off the roof. Damn you, Li Shen. You actually dared to bully little Che at school. The fact that I didn't kick you out of Ying High was already out of respect for our years of mother-son relationship. You actually took advantage of my absence to bully my biological son? You completely didn't expect the phone to have this kind of megaphone loudspeaker effect, quickly covering the microphone with a smack, in an attempt to reduce this noise pollution. The other side is a complete mess, while you still haven't figured out what exactly happened. Li Xin, don't say such harsh words first. A male voice chimes in, little Che came back crying like that. Yet you're still speaking up for a fake son? Qintian, do you actually have a heart? But little Che also said it has nothing to do with Shen Shen. Let's not misunderstand. Other than Li Shen, who else would dare to bully the young master of the Qin family? Little Che is just too kind-hearted, speaking up for him only because he's afraid we'll be sad. How can you believe that kind of talk? The microphone suddenly becomes quiet, and then a middle-aged man's voice comes through clearly. Hello, Shen Shen. Only now do you lift your hand from the microphone, picking up the phone and bringing it to your ear, Uncle Qin. Your adoptive father, Qintian's tone carries a sense of deep heartache. Shen Shen, dad loved you for so many years and spoiled you into a pampered character, and I have never regretted it. Dad felt that even though you are pampered, you are still pampered. You still understand reason and can tell right from wrong. Dad believes you are not bad by nature, except for being a little willful usually. This time you really let Dad down too much. Little Che came back crying so heartbreakingly, yet even so he kept speaking up for you, saying that your targeting him must have been unintentional. No matter how angry you are that they brought Qin back to the Qin family, you shouldn't take your anger out on little Che. He has already suffered enough all these years. You are simply amused by this, even unable to help but laugh out loud, asking directly, "What exactly did Chincha tell you guys?" Xu Yixin snatches the microphone, her voice, laugh out loud, asking directly, "What exactly did Chincha tell you guys?" Xu Yixin snatches the microphone, her voice sharp. "Little Che didn't say a single bad word about you. Don't even think about splashing dirty water onto him." You say calmly, "Then why don't you call him over for a face-to-face confrontation?" Xu Yixin responds coldly, "Little Che is exhausted from crying and has already fallen asleep. He hasn't even written his homework today, no matter what the truth is. I'm warning you to stop bullying Little Che at school from now on. Otherwise, I'll have Ying Hai expel you." Finished speaking, the phone hangs up with a click, leaving only a string of dial tones. You put down the phone and snap out of it, only to see Li Xin's gaze is indifferent. Li Yu, who just took clothes out of her room and was preparing to take a shower, stands at the door. Her face looked totally clear. Even little sister Li, who was eating snacks, has stopped her movements, pulling her finger out of her mouth, her little face wrinkled into a bunch of steam buns. Your heart sinks a little. As you slowly stand up from a squatting position, your face completely calm. Li Yu stares intently at you, her gaze ice cold. "What did you do to Xiaocha?" The warmth from walking home together earlier has completely vanished at this moment. You curl the corners of your mouth, crossing your arms, your tone nonchalant. "What do you think I could possibly do to him?" Li Yu clenches both fists tightly, gritting her teeth, her face full of anger. "You are not allowed to bully Xiaoche at school." You press your tongue against the roof of your mouth, making a clicking sound, and pull out a nearby chair to sit down. He merely shed a few tears, and with one phone call from the Chin family, "You guys immediately treat me as an enemy. Both of us were swapped at birth, so how can the difference be this huge? It's as if fate is strangling you by the throat." No wonder Chincha ran back home to cry after failing to beat me in the exam. With this single cry, everyone comes to comfort him, siding with him to the absolute maximum. It seems I really am that destined vicious male supporting character. It's time to sacrifice myself for someone else's satisfaction again. Li Yu was already burning with anger, and hearing your completely casual tone, she flies into an even greater rage. She flings her clothes aside, striding forward to point at your nose. "You bullied Xiaoche? And you still dare to make sarcastic remarks here?" You meet her gaze with eyes as bright as torches. "Why wouldn't I dare to say it? Isn't this just the naked truth?" Li Yu slams a fist onto the tabletop, her expression so dark that it could drip water. "You are so vicious. I could never treat you as my younger brother in this lifetime." At that very moment, all the expressions on your face instantly disappear, your eyes becoming numb and indifferent, as if you have never felt a single shred of warmth for her. Suddenly, a wave of panic surges inside Li Yu's heart. After a second or two of spreading silence, the corners of your mouth curl up again, but without carrying any warmth at all. "Fine then, I won't treat you as my sister either." Li Yu's heart suddenly skips a beat. Li Yu begins to regret the words she blurted out. But on second thought, it was clearly you who caused trouble first. So, on what grounds are you still being this self-righteous? She thinks she is absolutely not in the wrong. You have already bypassed her and returned to your own room, gently closing the bedroom door. Li Yu inexplicably feels her anger being doused, pointing broadly at your bedroom door, "Second sister. Look at his attitude." It was clearly him who bullied Xiaoche first. Li Xin's brows furrow, her gaze cold and fierce, as she turns around and leaves without saying a single word. The next day, the three of you travel together, and the atmosphere going to school has clearly dropped to freezing point. During breakfast, you only said good morning to little sister Li, maintaining silence for the rest of the time. Li Yu has a foul face, looking as if someone owes her 8 million. Li Xin wears headphones and closes her eyes to rest, her entire body radiating a "don't come near me" aura. Not until the bus arrives at the station and the three of you get off the bus does Li Yu raise her volume. "Hey, Li Shen, I'm warning you one more time. You are not allowed to bully Xiaoche at school." Turning a deaf ear to it, you stride straight into the school gate. Just as you step into the classroom, you see Chin Che talking and laughing with his desk partner, with several guys still surrounding him. Seeming to sense your gaze, he raises his eyes to glance over the corners of his mouth curling up, his eyes carrying a meaningful look. You coldly withdraw your gaze, striding straight toward the seat at the very front of the first row. The seat at the very front of the first row. Not long after, a slender figure blocks the front of your desk. Qincha looks down from above, pretending to look concerned. "Classmate Li Shen, are you okay? I'm really sorry about yesterday. My parents cared too much about me and wronged you. I have already explained it to them properly, without even raising your head. Your tone is cold enough to freeze the air. Are you done talking? If you're done, I need to review my lessons." Kainchu's face stiffens for a moment, yet the delight deep in his eyes cannot be concealed, still pretending to wear a deeply worried look. "The older sisters didn't make things difficult for you, did they? Especially fourth sister. She has a fiery temper and has always been harsh with her words. But she actually means no harm. You must never take it to heart. Only now do you raise your eyes to look straight at him, saying one word at a time. Please correct your wording. That is my sister, not yours. Whatever conflicts there are at home, we will naturally close the door and solve them ourselves. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. Kincha is simply bursting with joy. The more you react like this, the more excited he gets. Because according to the usual, you wouldn't pay any attention to this kind of provocation at all, and would only high and mighty ignore everything, with a posture of complete nonchalance. This current reaction of yours, doesn't it just prove that you've been triggered by him? Having obtained the reaction he wanted, Kincha turns around preparing to return to his seat, but unexpectedly bumps into a slender, yet warm embrace. A fresh sea salt-like aroma instantly surrounds him. Looking up, the young girl's beautiful eyes, which look like dark jade, are staring straight ahead, her gorgeous features looking like a masterpiece of the creator. Her soft thin lips look exceptionally alluring. Zhiji's cheeks instantly flush red as he stutters out, classmate Bai Ningbing. However, the young girl doesn't even spare him a glance, only calmly taking a step back, as if he were nothing but thin air. Instead, she curls the corners of her mouth toward your direction. Model student. Morning. The smile rippling in the depths of her eyes glimmers like flecks of gold. The smile rippling in the depths of her eyes glimmers like flecks of gold, even more dazzling than the sunlight outside the window. You glance at her casually, clearly not very welcoming. Your tone extremely perfunctory, morning to you too. But this doesn't affect Bai Ningbing finding you cute in the slightest. Her smile deepens even more. She sits down beside you. Pulling out her monthly exam paper, there's a question I don't know how to do. You roll your eyes hard in your heart. Believing her would be a miracle. The all-powerful female lead has an IQ of 280. Even if she carelessly got a question wrong during the exam, it was purely because she was absent-minded and handed in her paper carelessly. With just a slight thought afterward, she can get the correct answer. Does she really need you, a wicked person? I am called the model student. Among moral, intellectual, physical, aesthetic, and labor, moral ranks first. Bai Ningbing instantly hears that you are petty-mindedly taking revenge for her previously saying, I am a human. At this moment, a soft and pure male voice sounds from the side. Classmate Bai, are you reviewing the wrong questions on the physics paper? Perhaps I can help. The air suddenly freezes. Kincha stands to the side, his smile gentle and confident. Thanks to his effort yesterday to set up a physics genius persona, he had his tutor thoroughly explain this entire test paper to him. Although he only has a half-baked understanding of many physics terms and formulas, he has memorized the tutor's words almost completely by heart, which is more than enough to handle the current situation. Who would have thought that Bai Ningbing just barely raises her eyelids and lazily asks, why haven't you left yet? Kincha's face turns pale instantly, his fingers tightly gripping the edge of his suit pants. Classmate Bai, my memory isn't very good. Bai Ningbing recalls his words from just now, coldly replying, classmate Chincha's good intentions are not needed by us, so we won't trouble you. Chincha loses face completely, his eyes turning red as he covers his face and runs back to his seat. You suddenly feel a burst of satisfaction, and the unpleasantness of being disgusted just now disappears without a trace. Smiling, you say to Bai Ningbing, if you act like this, you will have to chase him through a crematorium in the future. Smiling, you say to Bai Ningbing, if you act like this, you will have to chase him through a crematorium in the future. Bai Ningbing is amused by this. Do you have some sort of misunderstanding about me? Is he even worthy? You think to yourself that judging by the current situation, she probably won't. It's just that you don't know what other tricks this true young master has up his sleeve. Anyway, sooner or later, he will experience a total slap in the face. I hope everyone will learn from him properly. The whole class is instantly stunned, bursting into an uproar. All eyes brush across right toward Bai Ningbing, only to see a faint smile hanging on her face. Yet, there is no ripple of emotion in her expression. Ying has always been a place where strength reigns supreme, even though Bai Ningbing skips classes from time to the point where her shadow can't even be found. This position of study committee member has been firmly held by her for 2 whole years, with her treatment matching that of the number ones in other classes. Now this highly coveted position finally changes its master. You are called by name and stand up. Thank you, teacher. The class teacher's gaze looking at you is full of affection, her tone as gentle as if she were coaxing a child. Then in the future for the class's homework, I'll have to trouble you to be responsible for collecting it. Yes. After a brief response, the class teacher nods in satisfaction and motions for you to sit down. Just as your butt touches the chair, Bai Ningbing lightly nudges you with her elbow. Playful light flashing in her eyes, model student. You don't even hand in your own homework usually. Do you want me to try and supervise you a bit? You directly move your arm away, coldly dropping a line, if you don't hand it in, a demerit will be recorded. Bai Ningbing raises her eyebrows, so heartless. At Ying, the study committee member of each class has a duty logbook in their hands, specifically used to record various violations by students. If someone loses too many points, not only do they have to make a public self-criticism at the school-wide assembly, but they will also be criticized in a school-wide bulletin. Previously, when Bai Ningbing was the study committee member, she skipped classes every day, yet no one dared to control her. She wasn't stupid either, never writing down her own name. This duty logbook had been gathering dust in the class teacher's drawer for a long time, and now it is finally going to see the light of day again. Sure enough, as soon as class is over, the class teacher calls you over to fetch the logbook. The yellow cover is about to see the light of day again. Sure enough, as soon as class is over, the class teacher calls you over to fetch the logbook. The yellow cover also has a pen clipped inside. You return to the classroom holding the duty logbook, instantly attracting a wave of envious looks. Their thoughts are as clear as day. If they had this power, they would make life miserable for whoever dared to offend them. But you wouldn't be so childish. Bai Ningbing stares at the logbook in your arms, her gaze moving all the way up and finally landing on your refined and handsome face. Her throat gently bobs as she asks with a smile, "Will a demerit be recorded for kissing?" You glance at her indifferently. Outside the school, do as you please. Inside the school, I'll report it directly to the Academic Affairs Office for the teachers to handle. Ying High's school rules are notoriously strict, which is a consensus among the board of directors and parents. For these students from privileged backgrounds, the better their conditions, the more they need strict discipline. With their family wealth, if they truly like each other, as long as their hearts don't change after the college entrance exam, long-distance issues simply don't exist. They can just spend a bit of money to attend the same university. Bai Ningbing is stunned for a moment, then regains her smile. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Even if she really keeps it in mind, she'd still dare to do it. Anyway, she has never been afraid of being criticized. Until school is dismissed, the class remains very well behaved, with no one daring to step out of line. You fill in the date on the first page of the duty logbook, put a cross in the content column, and then pack it into your school bag. At this moment, Bai Ningbing takes a phone call. After responding with a few mm-hms, she says, "I'll be right there," then turns her head to say to you, "Sorry, I can't walk you back today." You hadn't planned on letting her walk you back anyway, but hearing that her tone on the phone just now wasn't quite right, you can't help but frown and ask, "What are you going to do?" Bai Ningbing is taken aback for a second, the smile on her lips widening even more. Her eyes lock tightly onto your eyes, and she says half seriously, "Going to a fight." "Are you coming?" Your face instantly freezes, classmate Bai Ningbing. Brawling outside of school will also get a demerit recorded. Just as your words fall, the young girl in front of you can't help but laugh out loud. Raising your eyes to meet her teasing gaze, you instantly realize that you've been played, and out of shame and anger, you glare at her. Bai Ningbing reaches out her hand, wanting to pat your head, but after being dodged by you, she uses the momentum to scrape your nose instead. Her voice low, "It's just a small matter." No matter what that small matter is, you already don't want to pay attention to her anymore. Turning around to pack your school bag, your movements are lightning fast as you want to slip away ahead of her. When you look back again, Bai Ningbing has already disappeared from the classroom, leaving only Qin and the two brothers he newly made. Inadvertently locking eyes with Qin, you see him walking over with his two lackeys, a smile hanging on his face. Congratulations to classmate Li for becoming the study committee member. Expressionless thanks. Please make way. I'm going back. Unexpectedly, Qin turns his head to tell his two brothers, "You guys go ahead first. I want to go to number 1 high with classmate Li Shen to visit my older sisters." Your brows are tightly knit, but you don't say anything. Yet those two male classmates glare at you with eyes full of hostility. "We are leaving. Don't you dare bully little Che." You find it both funny and speechless, too lazy to open your mouth. The true young master is indeed worthy of being the male lead. He has gained the trust and support of others so quickly. If it were an ordinary person, it would be absolutely impossible to achieve, let alone that these two look quite genuine and sincere. After the two male classmates leave, Qin looks at you again, his smile becoming even more brilliant. "Let's go. Classmate Li Shen, let's go to number 1 high school together." At this time, they probably haven't dismissed from school yet. If it weren't for the fact that you know his true colors, you'd probably be moved by this pure smile as well. You give him a cold glance, saying nothing as you stride straight out. No matter what he is planning, just wait and see what happens. Qin hits a wall with his nose, yet he doesn't show a hint of awkwardness at all. Following behind you, neither fast nor slow. As you step out of the Ying High School gate together, Li Shen and Liu are waiting outside the school. They're two slim and graceful figures, exceptionally eye-catching in the crowd, attracting countless passersby's attention. A few guys are stealing glances not far away, whispering to each other, likely discussing whether or not to go up, probably discussing whether or not to step forward to ask for WeChat. However, the moment Qin sees the two of them, he bypasses you and throws himself into Li Shen's embrace. Those few guys instantly feel relieved and leave. You stand 2 steps away, watching with a cold eye. With the tips of her ears slightly red, Li Shen supports him, gently chiding little Che, "Watch your image." Li Yu, on the other hand, mumbles with dissatisfaction, "Little Che, you're so biased." You only hug second sister, but not third sister. Qin immediately throws himself into Li Yu's embrace again, being spun around in a circle by her. The three of them are full of joy, looking just like real siblings. About 5 minutes later, Li Shen and Li Yu finally remember your existence and look over together, only to see your expression is completely flat, without sadness or joy, as if everything has nothing to do with you. Inexplicably, a wave of discomfort surges inside the hearts of the two. Li Xin slightly purses her thin lips, her smile gradually disappearing, as she removes her hands from Qin Che and pulls away to create some distance from him. Only then do you step forward, calmly greeting them, "Let's go home." Finished speaking, you turn around and leave, walking toward the bus station. The scene instantly freezes. Li Xin and Li Yu's gazes closely follow your silhouette from behind, watching helplessly as you walk far away. Chasing after you feels wrong, but not chasing after you feels wrong too. Lately, there have been so many stories in the news about male students being dragged into vans and kidnapped on the road. It's impossible for them to let you go back alone. But if they chase after you like this, Qin Che will have to be left behind. Even though they have finally managed to meet, after a long silent struggle, Li Xin opens her mouth with difficulty. "Little Che, when will the Qin family's car come to pick you up? Though I'll have fourth sister stay here to wait with you." Hearing this, Li Yu is unexpectedly reluctant. "You should stay behind instead, second sister. Little Che is closer to you. I'll go chase after that guy. Anyway, she doesn't want to stay here." Qin Che is almost driven to tears with anger. To be precise, he really starts crying, tears instantly wetting his eyelashes. Li Xin and Li Yu instantly panic, hurriedly comforting him. "Little Che, don't overthink it in my..."